Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
Oh, man. How's it going, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. Before we get started, I'd like for everybody to please spread it around like wildfire and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house, and we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, and it is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Folks, this is episode number 477. Episode number 477. This is Baller Friday, and I hope that you are just as excited as I am. I am very excited about it, folks. Before we get started, once again, please follow us on Twitter and Gab, folks. Twitter and Gab. You can follow us on both of those social media networks under the name Politics Ghost. All one word, no underscores, Politics Ghost. Anyway, folks, a lot of things have transpired here in the past hour. Breaking news, if you have not already seen on my Twitter, the House has decided not to place a vote on Ryan Care, which this particular broadcast has been highly critical of, because all the Ryan Care cohorts did was just revise 66 pages of a 4,000-page document, excuse me. Anyway, folks, for whatever reason, Paul Ryan decided he was going to shove this bill down the House Republicans' throats. The Freedom Caucus, which comprises of Rand Paul and a whole bunch of other Republicans that serve in the Congress, that decided that they were going to vote no on this bill, and it just happened. And Ryan, now it depends on who you believe, Ryan came out just a little while ago and claimed that he advised the president to pull the bill. The president came out and said, I told Paul Ryan to pull the bill. So you see, this is what it comes down to, folks. You see what I'm saying? Establishment assholes that are literally ruining it for the President of the United States. Now, to the President's credit, the President understands the economic implications of Obamacare, regardless of if you think Obamacare is great and the pre-existing conditions and it's okay to hire the premiums of young, healthy people, $500, $600, $700 a month, to offset the cost of the sick and the elderly and the poor and the pre-existing condition. That's great. Regardless of the whole virtue signaling aspect of Obamacare, it is an insolvent program. It's an insolvent program that's going to eventually implode and jeopardize the economy of the United States of America. Now, Donald Trump knew that he has got his fingers in a lot of pies. You understand? He's got a lot of things on his plate. So Paul Ryan, for whatever reason, wanted to own this particular revision of Obamacare, and he did so by proposing what has been rammed down the throats for the past week or two, what has been dubbed Ryan Care, which is nothing more than Obamacare light, folks. And as we've discussed on this broadcast, the reason that many Republicans were against this bill was because it was not a repeal of Obamacare. I mean, even Stephen Bannon came out today and made the comment that this whole goddamn little health care bill was crafted by the health insurance industry. What I've been saying all along. And this is why I was personally against this bill. I understand why the president had to sell this bill because, as I stated yesterday, he's playing five-dimensional chess. He's playing five-dimensional chess in that he knew that if Paul Ryan was going to own this health care bill, and if it failed or if it succeeded, he benefits either way. Now that it has failed, Trump has the leverage to start calling for, or at least campaigning for within the party, the removal of House Speaker Ryan. And I think that there's more than justification to do this. Because lest we forget, when he took over for former House Speaker John Boehner, what has Paul Ryan done since then? Has done absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing, but just sat there in the House Speaker chair like some big blowhard and did absolutely nothing and just allowed Obama to continue to just fleece the American tax system. Because lest we forget, folks, was there any opposition from Speaker Ryan or anyone that he led? Because remember, that's the whole reason why he's the House Speaker, folks. He's supposed to be leading the Congress Republicans, the House Republicans. Do you remember her leading anything against Obama? Obama had open season. Anything that he wanted to pass, omnibus bills, and all kinds of other crap, this moron, Paul Ryan, did absolutely nothing. And now that you have a Republican-dominated Congress in which both sides, the Senate and the House, have a Republican majority. Not to mention there's a Republican in the White House. So there should be no reason why the Republicans can't pass anything if you have the leadership appropriate and necessary to be able to lead the House, be able to lead the Senate, to be able to pass things unanimously. So, folks, in my personal view, this is a win for Donald Trump because all Donald Trump did was try to sell this particular bill. Now, was it the best bill? I personally don't believe so at all. All it did was give the mandated fine that was implemented on everyone via the IRS and gave that authority to the health insurance industry to impose on you when you are no longer insured for 63 days or more. And on top of which, folks, the premiums still go up with this plan. There is no any kind of negotiations between the patient and the health insurance provider. I mean, the health insurance provider has no incentive. There is no market because what, and I hate to keep repeating this goddamn crap, but what Obamacare was, folks, was a federal mandate of health insurance, which means Barack Obama and the Democrats signed into power, signed into law, the monopoly over your health via the health insurance industry. And that's as simple as I can put Obamacare to each and every one of you that are listening to the sound of my voice right now. Let me tell you that one more again, okay? Obamacare basically is a federal protected monopoly of the health insurance industry over your health. And what Ryan Care was trying to do is trying to compromise the impending implosion that's going to happen fiscally as it pertains to Obamacare and kick the can down the road based upon the current infrastructure that has been created via Obamacare. That's why you only saw 66 pages revised in the 4,000-page document of the Affordable Care Act, a.k.a. Obamacare. Now, with that being said, folks, I was in disagreement with it. I think that we need to scrap the whole goddamn health insurance industry off of our lives. there should be no reason why we're paying health insurance for our health. We should be able to go shop in the open market for all the practitioners out there that are now no longer in the field because of the bureaucratic monotony, paperwork, and everything else that plagues the current health care system. I mean, there is no incentive for practitioners to be able to go out and practice anymore. And you see, this is what the House, the Freedom Caucus in the House did not like as it pertains to Ryan Care. They didn't like the fact that this was not a repeal of Obamacare. This was an absolute replacement of Obamacare within the Obamacare framework. And what the Freedom Caucus wanted is a complete and utter overhaul of the damn thing. I mean, they're proposing that why don't you just repeal the damn law? You put it forth. I mean, you know how many times they put it forth in the past couple of years to try to repeal this damn thing? One time it went to the president's desk, and Obama, of course, vetoed the damn thing, a repeal of Obamacare. Why couldn't they put the same repeal that made it to the desk of Barack Obama a few years back? Why couldn't they put that proposal on the table, and then once the damn law was completely nullified, why couldn't they then get on the House floor and start talking about revamping, restructuring, and reorganizing the whole concept of health care itself? Because I'm telling you this right now, we cannot allow the health insurance industry to have any kind of monopoly over our lives. And I'm glad, I have to say this, I am very glad for the Freedom Caucus Republicans. I think many of those folks maybe are politically motivated to do so, maybe attention whoring, but I think there's genuine souls in that Freedom Caucus, and I think that we should applaud them for being an obstinate opposition as it pertains to this Ryan Care. Because all this was nothing more than a kick in the can down the road. We were going to have to deal with this whole situation at a later time, and the premiums were still going to go up. It didn't make any sense. All it did was smokescreen this idea that the IRS wasn't going to fine you anymore if you didn't have health insurance, which is a scam. It's smokescreen under this idea that it gave the authority to now fine you for not having health insurance to the health insurance industry. Folks, read the bill. If you are without health insurance for 63 days or more, the next health insurance that you attempt to go and apply for and get, they can implement the fine on you for not having health insurance, and if you don't pay it, well, then you don't get insured. And they can legally do that under Ryan Care, and this and a bunch of other things that were wrong with the bill, but that was pretty much a slap in the face to anyone who was against Obamacare, because really what it comes down to is the fine for those that don't have health insurance. You know, and really what this helps, it helps people like young people that don't necessarily need health insurance right off the bat unless they're high-risk takers. They like to skateboard or skydive, or they like to play sports or something to that capacity. But if you're just a hard-working schmo that goes to work, comes home, you know, doesn't really take too many chances, you don't really need health care. Of course, it depends on your own health past, but, I mean, 9 times out of 10, 20-something-year-old chaps and women, they don't need health care. They can go without it, and then the $500 to $700 now that it costs a lot of these people a month. Folks, that's a month now that these people are being charged, because why are they being charged $500 to $700 a month? I'm talking about 25, 28-year-olds, single, never had any kind of health problem, but still pay for health insurance. You want to know why their premiums went up during Obamacare? They're the ones paying for all the people with the pre-existing conditions out here, the people with the AIDS, and the people with I'm just saying, I'm just the diabetes and a lot of these ailments that you could have pretty much prevented if you were just a little bit more cautious. All right, I mean, let's continue on. I mean, I'm just saying, we have to sit here and palate the fact that the structuring of Obamacare was meant to do this. And I said this before, folks. They knew that whoever decided to repeal Obamacare was going to basically dump about 45 to 50 million people 45 to 50 million people that are currently old, poor, and pre-existing condition that are currently covered under Obamacare. You're going to drop their coverage, and that's going to make you look like some sick, sadistic animal. You understand? They set this up so that if anybody tries to repeal it, that it'll drop a bunch of sick, old, and pre-existing conditioned people and make whoever repealed it look like some animal. Oh, how dare you? How could you throw people out like that? And you know what, folks? I mean, listen. This virtue signaling based on health is ridiculous. Because what you people have been now psyoped into believing is that how you take care of your health is dependent upon your health insurance coverage. What I am suggesting is, why exactly is health insurance so integral in getting health care? And you see, once we have that debate, that's when we can truly rectify the whole idea of health care. And I think that the folks in the Freedom Caucus are willing to have that debate. Why is it that we had to have a federal mandate for everyone in America to purchase health insurance? I mean, who the hell did that benefit? It didn't benefit the people that got the insurance. It didn't benefit anybody that was a working class citizen. It didn't benefit anybody who happened to have not gotten sick or is careful with it. It didn't benefit anybody. It benefited the health insurance industries, folks. Why do you think, if you go back, let me see, I would say 2010, 2011, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. You could go back to the archives. I was talking about everyone who was listening to invest in what? Health insurance stocks. I even gave some stocks for people to kind of look into. And if you would have gotten into those stocks, folks, you would have been filthy rich right now. And even if you only put a little bit of money into it. I mean, that money that you would have generated would have been able to set you up on a net worth. And the reason I knew that health insurance were going to go up the roof is because every time there was any kind of debate relating to health care reform, they kept talking about health insurance, health insurance, health insurance, health insurance. It made no sense. But just looking at that as a political observer and then understanding that as a capitalist, I realized that, hey, look, health insurance is going to be an integral component in the Obamacare debate. And that's exactly what happened, folks. Many of the stocks that I had suggested have been bought out. You would have made lots of capital if you would have just listened to some of those. Listen, I know where the money's at. Now, listen, and that's who it benefited. It benefited the people in the health insurance industry. It benefited folks that understood how to invest in the health insurance industry. That's the only thing Obamacare has benefited. Now, if we can get to a debate, and I hate to put so much emphasis in the first hour on this, but this is breaking news, and I think this is kind of integral into economics as well. If we can come to a compromise in which we understand that we need to, as human beings, wean ourselves off of the health insurance industry and start having a patient-doctor relationship again instead of a patient-health insurance industry again. You understand that, right? I mean, back, 30 years ago, maybe even longer than that, people used to have relationships with their doctors. Remember that? I mean, it was actually interpersonal care. You know, the doctor, you come in, hey, how's it going, Bill? I'm all right. I just, got this pain here. Oh, you this? Oh, well, what have you been doing lately? Oh, I've been doing this and that. Oh, yeah, you may be looking a little stressed. Whatever. I mean, the interpersonal communication with the doctor actually gave the doctor a reason to be a practitioner to benefit your health. When you have that interpersonal relationship, it's very hard to become systematically regimental, to be able to view human beings as nothing more than money-making schemes under the interpersonal doctor relationship. Now that we've got health insurance so integrated to our health, the doctors that we go see don't really give a crap about us. You want to know why? Because they've got so many people that are waiting in line because there's not that many doctors anymore, and not to mention these people just bill health insurances all day long. Folks, if you've gone to the doctor, you know what I'm talking about. You go to the doctor. I find some anomaly here. We gotta send you to the specialist, and then they send you to a specialist, which is nothing more than the practitioner sending you somewhere to get a referral from the specialist, so that they can refer you back. I mean, it's just a freaking scheme, man. The whole health insurance industry is a goddamn scheme. And it's a government-protected scheme, and that's why the Freedom Caucus Republicans in the House, who should be applauded right now, decided that they were going to go against the party and say no to this goddamn Ryan Care bill. I'm serious. I'm not even joking around. We need to go back to interpersonal care again. I think that the rise of health care would go up if we actually knew our doctors again. We don't know our doctors. Why? Because the health insurance tells us where to go now. You know that? Health insurance tells you where to go. You ain't got no goddamn power over your health. You've got some federalized monopoly telling you where to go.
Calling the beautifully redesigned 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA simply a four-door coupe is like describing a world-class athlete as just a good runner. With its sleek profile and powerful turbocharged engine, the CLA offers agility and design that are unmatched in its class, and it's available now at an exceptional price. Why drive any four-door coupe when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA? Visit MBUSA.com/CLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
There's no interpersonal relationship there, and that's where healthcare has dwindled. When it becomes a regimental nothing, when it becomes a system, just like public education, for Christ's sake. Look at public education. We're going to talk about this at the end of the broadcast. Look at what they're producing. You want to know why they don't care about children in the public education system? Because it's a system that's government funded. And it's government protected. It's got a semi-monopoly over education, over the minds of your youth. So as a result, there's no interpersonal connection with your child. They don't care about your kid. They're a cog in the system. They're just like, move them along. They're like a goddamn herd of sheep, cattle. Just move them along, shut up, and if any of them get out of line, you cattle prod their ass back in line and you keep them going. That's the same application that has happened to our healthcare system, and that's what we need to start talking about as conservatives, Republicans, capitalists, anybody who is on the right of the political persuasion. We need to understand that once upon a time, not too long ago, we actually had good healthcare. And unfortunately, it has gone by the wayside because much like the freaking public education system, the healthcare system, which is now a federal-backed monopoly, it is a federal protected monopoly of the health insurance industry over our health. Now we are starting to see our health deteriorate, much like what the public education has done to our children. So anyway, folks, I'm sorry I'm going off keister on this. I have mixed feelings about this particular situation that just transpired within the past hour and a half. There is going to be a no vote on this Ryan Care. I don't think they're going to go back to the drawing board. Paul Ryan came out acting like some pompous asshole, not owning it. I genuinely thought that Paul Ryan was going to come out and say, you know what, this is my fault, this is my bad, I should have made a better bill, or I should have pushed it better, I should have negotiated better, I'm not a leader, let me step down as Speaker of the House. But no, he came out with that disgusting, despicable, psychopathic, I can keep talking about this, that these guys are soulless. I can keep talking about how these people could just smile and lie to us all the time and could care less, but nobody sees it. Nobody understands the level of psychopath that many of these people in Washington are. This guy had no conscience whatsoever. It was like he brushed his shoulders off and was like, hey, well, we just didn't have enough consensus today, and, that's all there is to it. We had, this is how the process works, and, we're just going to have to go back to the drawing board. But, I want everybody to know out there that you're going to have to keep Obamacare. Obamacare is now still the law of the land, and, that's all there. Give me a break, you stupid moron. Why don't you go back to the drawing board, you milky liquor, or step down because you're not a leader and you're completely incompetent. And that's why, folks, before I move on to the markets, I think that we need a call for the removal of Paul Ryan, folks. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The whole reason why you're supposed to be House Speaker is you're supposed to get crap done. You're supposed to be a leader within the House, for Christ's sake, man. You know, talk about him or think of him how you wish. Newt Gingrich, back in the 90s, he was a minority party, and yet because he was so able to unify the House Republicans and so unify the party itself, he was able to force Bill Clinton to compromise on a variety of different issues. I mean, and that's why Newt Gingrich to this day is still touted as some kind of a credible politician, because the man was able to tame the system and utilize the system to be able to compromise enough to be able to get enough stuff passed so that Republicans can go back to their constituents and say, hey, look at what we did. One of the key bills that I thought that Newt Gingrich was able to get passed was welfare to workfare is what it was. It was Bill Clinton who signed workfare. I mean, the reason we saw the biggest decline in welfare during the 90s was not because of the economic productivity of the technological boom. All right? It had a lot to do with policy, and that's why, folks, if you lived back during the 90s, everybody had a job. I mean, there were so many jobs out there. I remember schmucks that I used to employ back then that would just, I mean, they would like change jobs like they were changing underwear. You know, they'd work at this job for about 2 or 3 or 4 weeks and it sucked, or they didn't like it, or they didn't like the boss or whatever, then they go move somewhere else. They work somewhere else for a month, and and they did this, and they were still able to suffice a rent payment on an apartment, still able to suffice a shitty car payment, excuse my French, that sort of thing. So I'm just saying, there's a lot of things that need to be rectified in this economy. And I think that the health care bill is integral. This is really going to curb any kind of job growth, folks, because what have I been telling you about Obamacare? Aside from the fine, aside from the fact that there's a federal monopoly, a federal protected monopoly of health insurance over your health care, but also, folks, this idea that employers have to health insure their employees is really what is skewing the whole goddamn job market at this point in time. I mean, it is really screwing it up because, folks, most of the jobs out here in the job market are not sufficient enough to be able to pay $500 to $700 a month for health insurance. You have to understand that. I mean, if an employer has to pay for an employee's health insurance, they're going to have to pay about $500, $700 a month. All right? And many of these people's pay is a little bit above that, $1,500 a month, $1,800 a month. And you mean to tell me that you got to put on top of that a $700 a month payment for their health insurance? It's not economically feasible at any end. And the only time it is those that got the exemptions. Yeah, there was Obamacare exemptions, folks. There are some companies, thanks to Barack Obama and the Democrats, who they gave exemptions to, because you got to take a look at who contributed to their campaign contribution account. But there are actual companies right now that are conducting business and are able to, employ people full time because they've got an exemption, unlike a small business like myself. Let me tell you something, folks. I've employed a lot of people in my day, and I have had to curb my employee staff tremendously throughout the years. And it's not because I wanted to see people go. It's because I wanted to continue to sustain the business and stay alive, and as a result, because these people depended on full-time employment, which I was more than willing to pay. Listen, I'm more than willing to pay full-time employment. I'm more than willing to pay overtime. I cannot, all right? And it's not because I don't want to. I mean, do you think if I could afford to give my employees good health insurance, I'd do it? I cannot, as a business owner, afford it. I can't afford it and keep my business afloat. I can't afford it, nor any business. That's why we've seen the economic downturn of America, because Obamacare was economic sabotage on the country. And they needed that economic sabotage to why? To grow these dumbass bureaucracies, to grow bureaucratic jobs in the government, to grow systems like the welfare system and the free housing system and all these damn entitlements, to grow these systems. That's why Obama and the Democrats implemented this economic sabotage over the country. So anyway, folks, I didn't mean to get off on this soliloquy about health care, but I think that the debate that we need to start having is we should not have a monopoly over our health federally mandated by the goddamn government to the health insurance company. The health insurance companies are, I don't even know why they're in existence. Can somebody explain to me why we even have health insurance companies on the patient end? I understand on the practitioner's end. Okay, on the practitioner's end, they're the ones that, high risk. I mean, they could botch a patient. They could misdiagnose. I get it. But why do patients have to pay health insurance? It makes no goddamn sense to me. I mean, folks, just, God damn it, man, just think about this for a second. We're all going to get sick. We're all going to need doctors. The market is limitless. So based upon that capitalist principle of supply and demand, you know that. I mean, we go through the markets every goddamn day, folks. I'm going to get to them here in a second. I'm sorry I'm so long-winded, but this is a very important subject. We go through the markets every time, and what is it? Buy low, sell high. The market dictates the price of everything. The market dictates the price of everything. So when you have a scarcity in something, which means there's not that much to go around, what happens? The price goes up. So, for instance, if healthcare was restricted to a very small segmented portion of the population, there wouldn't be that many practitioners, and the price goes up, which is what, to be honest with you, Obamacare has done on a macro level. It has taken out practitioners who actually want to help people and has brought in practitioners who actually want to work within the system like some slimy, disgusting bureaucrat over our health, okay? And that's what's happening. I mean, that's exactly what's happening, and I'm telling you, folks, if we would just let the health insurance industry go on its own, all right? And listen, I'm not trying to say that we deny folks that can't afford health insurance. Or screw health insurance, health care, excuse me. You see how they got you? Huh? Health insurance, health insurance, health insurance. You see how that freaking repetitiveness goes into your head? I'm not saying that folks that can't afford their own health care are just crap out of luck. But, folks, I mean, shouldn't we deal with health care on that basis? That if we privatize health care and allow the market to dictate where the market goes, because, folks, we're all going to get sick. Doctors are going to be limitless. Do you understand? I mean, do you understand the price of every goddamn procedure that is pretty much universal or highly segmented in big populations? They're going to go down in price. I mean, everything's going to go down in price. And if somebody can't afford the health care, well, then that's when the government can come in and say, look, the money we just blew, I mean, how much did we burn on Obamacare? I don't know how many freaking billions, almost $1 trillion. Who the hell knows how much? I mean, they're not even giving us the figures. I mean, why couldn't we just start saying, okay, well, we're going to help those that can genuinely not pay for their health insurance, or if they can pay and they got a job or something, the government can come in and give them an interest-free loan to pay for their health procedure, if it's an emergency procedure or something of that capacity, so that no one is absent any kind of integral care, but at the same time you keep it in private hands, you keep it in the interpersonal level of the practitioner and the patient. It shouldn't be between the patient and the health insurance company. It should be between the patient and the doctor. I mean, I don't understand why we're blowing all this money for health insurance and Obamacare and all this government-run crap when we could just cut the prices on everything and tell the doctors, you know what, you can practice again, you can open your practices again. We're going to force the health insurance industry to start revamping their own industry to focus on practitioner care, because we want to make sure that anybody who is afflicted by bad care by a doctor has the ability to be able to have some sort of repercussion, some sort of financial compensation. I mean, obviously it's not going to help if someone is badly hurt or deceased, but you still want that option. I'm just saying, these are very easy solutions, folks, and I think in my view, the cost of health care would come down dramatically because we all need it. We all need it. You understand? I mean, let's say you got a cold, for Christ's sake. Why do I have to go to some stupid doctor who's going to bill my health insurance, I don't know how many, $150, and I've still got to drop $50 copay just so that he could give me, some antibiotics or give me some pills and tell me to call him in the morning. I mean, there should be no reason why these prices for these types of generalized practitioner-y type of physicians, why we still have to have health insurance. I just think, look, I'm sorry I'm talking so much about this subject, but I am very passionate about this issue, folks, because I am witnessing firsthand people die right in front of me, and I don't think it has anything to do with the supposed ailments that supposedly here in the past 8 years since we've implemented this Obamacare all of a sudden have spiked. Haven't you noticed that? Oh, cancers have spiked, all this crap. And you know the guys who created the tests, like the guy who created the PSA test for the prostate and the guy who created the test for the breast cancer, these guys are coming out publicly, folks, and saying, look, we didn't do this so that you can overdiagnose the patients to this capacity. I mean, right now, folks, under our current system, they want you to be sick. And, you know, every time I hear somebody, he's got cancer, she's got cancer, I'm like, really? I mean, these people are walking around, they're looking great. Are you kidding me? No, they have to. The doctor told them. The doctor told them that, you know, they got to go through chemotherapy, they got to do this, and folks, that's what kills you, in my opinion, man. And look, even in a privatized system, we could still help the people that can't help themselves, man. We could still give these people health care. All right? I mean, we could give incentives for charity hospitals and charity care. All right? That are genuinely nonprofit, that are ran by nonprofit organizations or churches. We can give initiatives, or we can give funding to hospitals to allow them to have a budget to treat people that don't necessarily have their goddamn head on straight, or they're at a precarious time in their life and they need a procedure. I mean, no interest loans to give to people that are working people that are not under the impoverished line, but still, you know, they can't necessarily be accorded free or generous health care. You can give them interest-free loans, man, and you know the loan will be very cheap. You're not going to be in a privatized healthcare system, folks, in my opinion, having a heart procedure and having to pay $150,000 or $100,000 because you had a quadruple bypass. All right? I mean, we have technology right now, folks, that it's just dust, and it's not being produced. You need to look into the Da Vinci robotic surgery machine, in which they can literally put rods in your damn chest, in between your chest plate, in between your rib cage. They put these rods in between your rib cage, and then what they do is they, through the advance of very tiny cameras and very small incisionary type scalpels and that sort of thing, these folks can go in and they can unclog your arteries without having to, break open your chest cavity. I mean, it's literally an outpatient procedure within a few days. You're up and out of there within a few days. I mean, why isn't this in every goddamn hospital? I mean, if this Da Vinci was in every damn hospital, I mean, you could have artery clogging clinics. You could have artery unclogging clinics with this damn thing, but why? There is no market for it. Why? Because the goddamn government gave the authority of your health to the health insurance industry. God damn it, that's why I keep talking about this. All right, listen, I'm going to stop talking about this, folks. I'm sorry. I know I've gone off on this for about 40 minutes. I'm sorry, man. But the bottom line is Paul Ryan needs to be removed. This was a ridiculous attempt at trying to shove this down the throats of the Congress and the American people, that this was somehow a better alternative to Obamacare. This was not a repeal. This was a replace, not a repeal. And I'm glad that those in the Freedom Caucus were able to stand up and say, look, we're not going to go back to our constituents and have to discuss this. And they're going to come to me and say, why are my premiums still going up? Why am I still being fined if I don't have health insurance for 63-plus days? And they didn't want to do that, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Anyway, let's get to the stock market, folks, because it reacted in a very, very erratic, helter-skelter-ish way right as the House pulled the bill from the vote on the House floor. And, of course, it depends on who you believe. I mean, President of the United States said that he told Paul Ryan to pull the bill. Paul Ryan comes out and has a press conference acting like a goddamn cocky, American psycho son of a bitch. And with that stupid crap-eating grin that he has, saying, no, I advised the president that we need to pull the bill. We just don't have the backing that we need, and we just didn't have it. I mean, complete and utter psycho, man. I mean, if you didn't have the backing, then why don't you revamp the bill? Why don't you tell somebody in the Freedom Caucus, well, what's your proposal? And they've got a couple of them. I mean... No, Paul Ryan, he thinks he's, some kind of, he thinks that the Speaker of the House gives him the leverage to be able to kind of yield power, and that's just not how it works. All right, you're supposed to lead the power, not yield the power, you stupid, dumb, freaking ungrateful, silver spoon in your mouth son of a bitch. I don't like Paul Ryan one bit, man. He is the epitome of what needs to be rooted out of the Republican Party in general. Anyway, folks, let's get to the damn markets. I'm sorry, man. My apologies. We're running late here. It's just hot off the wire, man. Hot off the wire. Anyway, Dow Jones Industrials is down today, folks. Take a look at that intraday chart. You can tell that, once they started talking about this bill, this is when this helter-skelter movement happened at the end of the day. It is down 59.86 points, a percentage decrease of 0.29%, closing out the Dow at 20,596.72 points for the Dow Jones Industrial. We've got the S&P 500 also down today, folks, 1.98 points, a percentage decrease of 0.08%, closing out the S&P at 2,343.98 points for the S&P 500. We've got the NASDAQ. It closed up on the upside, and the reason that you saw it kind of peak up on the upside, folks, this is where all the health stocks are at. This is where all the pharma stocks are at. You know what I'm saying? So this is where you're going to get the reaction on the positive side in this particular index, is because this is where most of these, pharma stocks are at right now. All right, biotech stocks, that sort of thing. NASDAQ is up while everything is down. It is up 11.05 points, a percentage increase of 0.19%, closing out the NASDAQ at 5,828.74 points for the NASDAQ composite. So once again, you're seeing that anomaly based upon the no vote in the House on the Ryan Care bill. You saw everything on the downside with the exception of the NASDAQ index. And as I stated, the reason the NASDAQ index is not down is because that's where the pharma stocks, the health stocks are at. I mean, I'm telling you, man, this is why you listen to this broadcast, because I'm telling you, capitalism and politics go hand in hand. You just got to understand how it goes. That's all there is to it. That's why I do this first hour. That's why I'm giving away all this millions upon millions of dollars of information, baby, because I want to create capitalists throughout the world. And I genuinely mean that. Let's continue going. We got energy. Let's get to the commodities here. Now, the reason that we saw energy go up, folks, is because President of the United States, Donald Trump, signed an executive order to give the okay for the Keystone Dakota pipeline out there, and it looks like it's going to be a go. And as a result, a lot of folks in the commodity sector that trade oil were a little happy in the pants about it, and they responded today. Let's get to oil. WTI today is up 44 cents. A percentage increase of 0.92%, closing out WTI sweet crude at $48.14 per barrel of WTI sweet crude. We've got Brent crude also up today, folks, 50 cents, a percentage increase of 0.99%, almost 1% right there, closing out Brent crude at $51.06 per barrel of Brent crude oil. Let's go ahead and get to gasoline. Gasoline is going up. You know it was right after that executive order. Gasoline is up 1.34% increase on the day for gasoline. Natural gas, the feast or famine commodity, it is up modestly today, considering it is up 0.98% increase on the day for natural gas. We got heating oil also up on the day, 1.12% increase on the day for heating oil. Let's go ahead and get to the metals, shall we? The metals! Let's get to the goddamn metals! Now, a very interesting thing happened here in the metals because once again, when the House started debating this bill and then they pulled the bill, it seems as if the commodities traders decided to kind of pull out on gold and silver. Take a look at that intraday chart today on gold, on silver. It makes no goddamn sense. Well, with the exception of silver, silver is kind of still up on the day. I'm looking at gold. I'm looking at platinum right now. Those things went down. I'm looking at copper. It went down. Silver, for whatever reason, still kept its luster today. Let's go ahead and get to metals. Gold down today, $3.70, $3.70. Percentage decrease. Get that straight, Ghost. God damn it. A percentage decrease of 0.30%, closing out gold at $1,246.40 per troy ounce of gold. Now let's get to silver, because, man, this is where when I see crap like this, it goes to show you that the investor doesn't know what the hell to do. It doesn't know how to react. It doesn't know how to invest. I talked about this yesterday when we saw nothing but red yesterday on most, not just equities, but commodities as well. Silver today, it's one of those anomalies that I can't explain, to be honest with you. I have no idea. Let's get to silver. Silver is up. It is up 18 cents today. A percentage increase of 1.03% increase on the day. So up over 1%, while gold went down, and you can take a look at the gold chart today. It went down right as that healthcare bill was pulled. Unbelievable. I'm telling you, people don't know what the hell they're doing. These goddamn investors are smoking crack, like I've always said. Anyway, silver, closing out silver right now at $17.78 per troy ounce of silver. Let's get to copper. Copper is down today, 0.19% decrease on the day for copper. Platinum is, actually it's still up on the day, even though we see a pretty steep downturn towards the end of the day. Platinum is still up, 0.23% increase on the day. Take a look at the intraday chart on platinum. It's the same kind of chart that you're seeing in gold. Very interesting. Don't know what the hell that means. But once again, I always say that these investors, they don't know what the hell they're doing either. You know more. If you're listening to this particular broadcast in the first hour, you know more than these assholes on Wall Street. I guarantee you. You know more than these people. Let's go ahead and get to grains, shall we? Grains index. Corn down today, 0.14%. Wheat up today, 0.89%. Oats down today, 0.71% decrease. Rough rice down, 0.71% decrease. Soybean oil down, 1.54% decrease. And soybean oil finally coming down from those increases for the past several sessions. Soybean oil is down 2.98% decrease on the day. Good God. We've got canola also down today, 1.19%. Let's go ahead and get to the softs index, shall we? We've got cocoa down today, folks. Whoa, 2.07% decrease on the day for cocoa. We've got coffee.
Hey, dude, just don't talk to me. Don't talk to me unless I have my coffee, dude,
Shut up, you stupid dumb fruiter. Anyway, coffee is down today, folks. 2.06% decrease on the day. And look, I'd like to remind everybody, boycott Starbucks And it works, folks, and it should continue to work. We continue to boycott these people until they start paying American folks a little bit more respect around here. And for you folks that don't know, the reason that those of us on the right were boycotting Starbucks because they decided to thumb their nose at our president by announcing that they were going to hire 10,000 illegal immigrants just to defy the immigration laws being put forth by our president. And that is spitting in the American people's faces. That's spitting in our troops' faces, and they're pieces of trash. And another company to boycott, folks, because they decided to throw some despicable tweet from their corporate Twitter account, and I'm talking about McDonald's. And the reason that disgusting tweet that came out of McDonald's corporation Twitter account, it's because Robert goddamn Gibbs, in my opinion, he's was a global marketing director. I don't think it's a coincidence. The ex press secretary during the first Obama tenure happens to work for McDonald's as the global marketing director, and then you got McDonald's Corp tweeting out some crap against my president. You anti-American piece of crap! Boycott McDonald's. If I see Ronald McDonald, I'm going to kick him in the balls. Goddamn right. I should go pay the Hamburglar to do something like that. Hey, engineer. Can you get a hold of the Hamburglar if you can here after the show? Maybe we can go pay the Hamburglar to kick Ronald McDonald's right in the balls. All right. Anyway, where was I at here? Oh, yeah, sugar. Sugar is up today, 0.63%. We've got orange juice down, 2.59% decrease. We've got cotton up today, 0.26%. We've got lumber down very modestly today. It is down 0.03%. Rubber is down 0.36%, and ethanol is up 1.42% increase on the day. Good God, what's going on with ethanol? Let's go ahead and get to livestock, shall we? We've got live cattle up very modestly. It is up 0.04%. Cattle feeder is down today 0.17%. And lean hogs, after yesterday's 2+% increase, it is sold off. It is down today, down 2.38% decrease on the day. Let's go ahead and get to the cryptocurrency portion of the financial hour, folks. I know we were running late. My apologies. I had to talk a little bit about this health care bill, folks. My apologies. I had to talk about this health care bill. Well, let's go ahead and get to the cryptocurrency markets, folks. Bad day for Bitcoin. It's been a bad week for Bitcoin, folks, all right? If you haven't noticed, folks, it is down under $1,000 today. I mean, good God. I mean, oh, no. Oh, man. What did I tell you? When Bitcoin was at the price or exceeding the price of gold, I was telling anybody who would listen to exchange Bitcoin for physical gold. Didn't I tell you that? I told you to exchange Bitcoin for physical gold when Bitcoin was at 12.5, 1250, 1260. I told you, if you would have listened, you'd be ahead of the game. You'd be making money right now instead of losing money. Let's go ahead and get to Bitcoin, all right? For you folks that don't know, Bitcoin symbol is BTC. Its current market capitalization right now is at a little over $15.5 billion market capitalization. That's considerably less than yesterday. Current circulating supply of Bitcoin is at 16,234,862 Bitcoin in circulation. Within the past 24 hours, Bitcoin has gone down 7.48% on the day. And folks, Bitcoin price is $965.45 per Bitcoin. I mean, good God! What the hell? I told you. Everybody that was listening, do y'all remember when I said that now that Bitcoin has exceeded the price of gold, that you need to just start seeing if you can exchange physical gold in exchange for these Bitcoins? If you would have done so, you'd be ahead of the game. You'd be in the money. You wouldn't be suffering the downturn that we're seeing in this cryptocurrency here. And why is Bitcoin making a downturn, folks? Because look at all the cryptocurrencies we're now covering in this segment of the market hour. There's a whole bunch of them. There's a whole market of them. And many of them, folks, have better security, better anonymity than Bitcoin itself. So with that being said, let's continue going. We got Ethereum cryptocurrency, folks. That symbol is ETH. ETH. The current market capitalization for Ethereum is almost $4.5 billion. $4.5 billion market cap. Current circulating supply for Ethereum is 90,069,332 Ethereum cryptocurrency in circulation. Within the past 24 hours, Ethereum has gone up 13.22%. 13.22%. What have I been telling you about Ethereum, folks? I've been saying this is the one that all the big-time bigwigs in Silicon Valley and all these blockchain, they're all dedicating themselves to this particular one right here. Anyway, the current price to Ethereum right now, symbol ETH, is $49.89 per Ethereum cryptocurrency. That's $49.89 per Ethereum cryptocurrency. Let's get to Dashcoin, folks. The symbol on Dashcoin is DASH. All right, the current market capitalization for Dashcoin is a little over $740 million. Not too bad, considering that the current circulating supply for Dashcoin is at about 7,184,443. Within the past 24 hours, Dashcoin has gone up 1.76% increase, and the current price for Dashcoin, symbol DASH, is $103.43 per Dashcoin. $103.43 per Dashcoin. Let's continue going. We got the Monero. The Monero, the symbol on the Monero is XMR, folks. XMR. The current market capitalization for the Monero is $315 million, a little over it. Current circulating supply for the Monero is 14,172,980. Within the past 24 hours, the Monero has gone up 1.07%, closing out, or the current price of the Monero, symbol XMR, is $22.25 per Monero cryptocurrency. $22.25. Let's get to Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic, symbol ETC. ETC. The current market capitalization for Ethereum Classic is $217 million, almost $218 million market cap. We've got current circulating supply for Ethereum Classic at a little over 90 million. It's about 90,028,763 in circulation of Ethereum Classic. Within the past 24 hours, Ethereum Classic has gone up 5.29%. Within the past 24 hours, and the current price of Ethereum Classic is $2.42 per Ethereum Classic cryptocurrency. We've got Litecoin, folks. Litecoin, symbol on Litecoin is LTC, symbol LTC. The current market capitalization for Litecoin is $206 million. The current circulating supply for Litecoin is 50,332,582 Litecoin in circulation. Within the past 24 hours, Litecoin has gone up 2.79%. The current price for Litecoin, LTC, is $4.09 per Litecoin. Let's get to Zcash, folks. Zcash, symbol ZEC. ZEC. Current market capitalization for Zcash is $59,634,280 market capitalization. The current circulating supply of Zcash is 936,256 current supply circulating of Zcash, so that's under 1 million.
Calling the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA simply a compact SUV is like describing a cathedral as just 4 walls and a ceiling. The GLA is both a beautiful work of design and one of the most functional SUVs in its class, and it's available at an exceptional price. Why drive any compact SUV when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA? Visit MBUSA.com/GLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Within the past 24 hours, it has gone down, unfortunately, 4.63%. Current price to Zcash is, symbol ZEC, the current price, $63.69 per Zcash cryptocurrency. Let's continue going. We've got Decred, folks. Decred, symbol for Decred is DCR. The current market capitalization for Decred is $29,666,247 market cap. Current circulating supply of Decred is 4,097,469. A little over 4 million in circulation. Within the past 24 hours, it has gone down 5.32%. Closing out, or I should say the current price of Decred is, and of course the symbol on this one is DCR, the current price, $7.24 per Decred cryptocurrency. Let's continue going, folks. We got BitConnect. BitConnect is on the rise, and the reason I'm covering this one, the current market capitalization of BitConnect, the symbol is BCC. The symbol for BitConnect is BCC. The current market capitalization for BitConnect is $14 million. Okay, that's the current market cap. The current circulating supply of BitConnect is 5,714,429 BitConnect cryptocurrency in circulation. Now, the reason I'm covering this one today, folks, it is up within the past 24-hour period 21.99%. 21.99%. And the current price of BitConnect, the symbol on this one, BCC, the current price, $2.47 per BitConnect cryptocurrency. Let's continue going on. We got Zcoin, folks. Zcoin, symbol on Zcoin is XZC. The current market capitalization for Zcoin is $7,405,461 market cap. The current circulating supply to Zcoin is 1,712,519 in circulation. It is down 4.33% in a 24-hour period, and the current price to Zcoin, symbol XZC, is $4.32 per Zcoin cryptocurrency. Let's get to Bitcoin Dark, folks. Bitcoin Dark, the symbol on Bitcoin Dark is BTCD. That's BTCD. All right, now the current price, the current market cap on Bitcoin Dark is $5,776,319 market cap. Current circulating supply for Bitcoin Dark is 1,288,862. Within the past 24 hours, it has gone up 0.77% increase in a 24-hour period. Current price to Bitcoin Dark, symbol BTCD. Current price $4.48 per Bitcoin Dark. And let me get this last one, folks, and we'll move on. Novacoin, symbol NVC. Symbol NVC. Current market capitalization is $4,164,334 market capitalization. The current circulating supply of Novacoin is 1,675,135 Novacoin in circulation. Within the past 24 hours, it has gone down, unfortunately, 3.27% decrease on the day for Novacoin. Closing out, or I should say, the current price to Novacoin, the symbol NVC, $2.49 per Novacoin. And that, my friends, is the markets for your ass, all right? Anyway, folks, sorry I'm running a little late. I want to say happy Baller Friday to everybody listening in. You are now listening and well into the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me on this Baller Friday edition. I hope that you're enjoying your Baller Friday. And for you folks that are just tuning in and are new to the broadcast, we appreciate the Baller Fridays because it's this time of the week that we look back upon our work week and bask in our success. Bask in our wages, bask in our capital, bask in our profits. And you take whatever libation that you like, whatever vice you like, it really doesn't matter if it's a spirit, if it's a whole pie in one fork, if it's a gallon of Bluebell and one spoon, it really doesn't matter. Enjoy. You are a capitalist. You are carving out your own destiny, and I say cheers to you. Now, I am not drinking right now, folks. I am actually on the wagon. And the reason is because I'm just trying to clean myself out a little bit. I know I've been drinking for a long, long time, and it's time to give the body a little bit of a break for a second. But I see people on Twitter that are, trying to encourage me to continue to go drink, which I really don't appreciate, but I'm drinking water. I'm drinking spring water, which is the only water the human body should ever drink, folks. Do not drink tap water. You're poisoning yourself, in my opinion. Cheers to all the capitalists, the capitalist right, the capitalist army, and everybody who is a capitalist throughout the world. Cheers, baby, cheers. Happy Baller Friday. Water. I'm drinking water. Anyway, folks, let me go ahead and get to some Twitter shout-outs. I know that we're a little behind schedule, and I want to say I apologize, but I had to talk a little bit about this healthcare thing. It's a very, very important issue, and I think that we need to start talking about it in the right context and not, the current health insurance monopoly that is federally protected. We should get out of this context and basically go into the context that I mentioned earlier. If you missed the dialogue about health insurance, please go back to the first hour. I thought it was very constructive. Anyway, if you want a Twitter shout-out, all you got to do is go to my Twitter account, retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account, and the tweet to retweet is True Capitalist Radio Live. Once again, the tweet to retweet is True Capitalist Radio Live. If you retweet that tweet, I'll give you a Twitter shout-out live right here in the broadcast right here now. Hey, engineer, do we got any Twitter shout-outs? All right, well, let's go ahead and get to some Baller Friday Twitter shout-outs right now. All right, we got the Blasphemous Bastard. We got Dorito Burrito in the house. Prophet Twisty. We got Jacob in the place. What's going on? We got Squire Stocks. What's going on, Squire Stocks? The Omegatron in the house. Who else do we have here? We got Twilly Atkins in the place. We got Duff Beer for Ghost. Just shut up. Don't try to encourage me to drink, please. We got Vivian HD in the house. Taco Capitalist in the place. Aquafina Second Harvest. Come on, man. And you know what? From what I understand, Aquafina is not even spring water. I heard it's water straight out the tap that's filtered or some kind of crap like that. You need spring water. It has to legally say it came from a spring. And you see, out here in Texas, there are a plethora of springs out here in Texas. So, I get spring water delivered on a daily basis. That's all there is to it. Anyway, we got Taco Capitalist in the place. We got Canuck Capitalist. We got Water for Goat. Come on, man. I know I'm drinking water. Come on. Ghost has cans, sir? I don't get it. Ghost has cans, sir. Oh. Screw you, you asshole. You're wishing cancer on me? Bastard! Look, these are the kinds of fans I have here. These are the kind of fans I've got here. Jesus Christ, man. These are the kinds of fans I've got. Give me the goddamn mic. Give me the mic. That's what I got to put up with out here, folks. I'm telling you, it's. Anyway, Jesus Christ, man. At least I'm not selling water filters, all right? At least I'm not. My filters. Anyway, we got Rock and Roll McDonald's. Okay, I don't know what the hell that means. We got Lego Fan 420. My name is Nobody, whatever the hell that means. We got, I'm not going to say that. You guys with these disgusted-ass, twisted, perverted, sick-ass, pervert names, I'm not going to say them, all right? Jesus Christ. Who else do we have here? We got True Drinking Radio. Look, stop it. Stop with the alcohol stuff, man. Look, I'm really trying to make a concerted effort out here. I want to be honest with you. It's been very hard not to consume any alcohol here for the past week, all right? So I don't appreciate you people trying to, like, you know, like, look at this. Johnny Walker, oh, yeah. I mean, come on. Oh, no. I'm sorry. It says Johnny Water. Johnny Water, oh, yeah. Ugh. Come on, guys. Stop busting my balls here, man. Dr. Shekel and Sam Hyde. Dr. Shekel and Sam... Shut up! Son of a bitch! God damn it! Enough of the Jew jokes! Enough of the damn Jew jokes! I am not a Jew! I am not a Jew! I use yarmulkes for coffee filters. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Christ, man. Enough of the Jew jokes, man. Seriously, it's getting out of hand. I don't know what's wrong with you anti-Semitic pieces of crap. Anyway, we got Supa in the house. We're going on Supa. We got None of Your Beeswax. Capitalist Butter Bath. Shut up. All right? Shut up about butter already. Good God. We got Jonathan Bolanos. We got True Water Filter Radio. Now, shut up. Shut up with that crap. We got America Rising. What's going on? How you doing? Love the symbol. I love seeing people with the capitalist right symbol as their profile picture. The capitalist right is rising. Anyway, we've got Hopscotch in the house. We got Distilling Vid 6 Up. Oh, man, that's awesome there. We got the Hambone Burglar. The Hambone Burglar. Get this out of my face. Jesus Christ. You all think this is a big joke here. Look, stop trying to ruin my Baller Friday. I'm telling you this right now. I'm having a hard time as it is. Not drinking and then still having to deal with you milky liquors. All right, I'm being honest with you. I'm being honest. Give me the damn mic. Give me the mic. Jesus Christ, man. We've got Raiden Snake. What's going on, Raiden Snake? How you doing, man? I'm only going to take a couple more Twitter shout-outs because I see where this is all going, for Christ's sake, man. This is going to hell. What's going on at TC Capitalist? How you doing? We got Zygarde Rumble. Who the hell else do we have here? We got Ryanald McDonald. Shut up. We've got Feral Capitalist. We're going on Feral Capitalist. Oklahoma's Water Boy. We've got the Brony Network in the house. Here's Ghost's Wife is a MILF. Look, shut up about my goddamn wife. No beer equals boring TCR. How dare you, scumbag! Scumbag, man! Trying to drive me to drink! You people are driving me. You're going to drive me to drink, man. Look, if I end up drinking here, it's your fault. All right, it's all your fault, all of you. You don't care about me. You don't care about me. You know what? Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Goddamn mic, for Christ's sake, man. You don't care about me, man. I mean, don't you understand? I give you 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, almost 1,700 hours of my life I've broadcasted and is available to freaking download, for Christ's sake. 1,700 hours of my life, and you people could care less. Jesus Christ. I'm only going to take a couple more of these Twitter shout-outs, and we're going to move over to Gab. What's going on to the Green Leader? How you doing, man? Exara Hawks in the house. EmptyWaterBottle.wave. Oh, shut up. Is that what y'all want? Y'all want to hear EmptyWaterBottle.wave? Let's get one of these big-ass water bottles here. All right? Here, EmptyWaterBottle.wave. Here. Yeah, I think I could make like a drum out of this. Bum, 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 bum. Barrel roll. Bum, 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 bum. Barrel roll. All right, yeah, that's enough silliness for this goddamn Baller Friday. You see, I'm sinking to your level now. I'm sinking to your idiots' levels now, for Christ's sake. Anyway, who else do we got? We've got Ghost is 5'6". Shut up. Are you kidding me, boy? I'm way over 6 feet tall, boy. Don't you come at me. I'm 5'6", boy. I crap bigger than 5'6". Don't be kidding. Don't be talking that crap. We've got Hambone Ranger. We got one more drink, Ghost. Shut up with that. Stop it. Stop making me want to drink. We've got Jew Goldstein. Yeah, real funny. Real funny. Real funny, man. Abbey Roadkill. I know what that means, you dumbass, all right? Just one more beer. Look, stop. Stop trying to get me to drink, man. This is not funny, man. Look, I'm having a serious problem staying on the wagon. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't need you people to antagonize me with this crap. Jesus Christ. We got Dr. Bristle in the house. We got Ed Puss. What's going on to Ed Puss? Who else do we have here? Jesus Christ, man. I can't believe you people will treat me like this, man. It's a Baller Friday, man. Why don't you give me a little bit of a break? Give me a little bit of a break here, for heaven's sake, man. African Bottle Scratcher? Jesus. Damn it. Damn it. Shut up. Shut up. Jesus Christ, man. Give me the mic, man. Give me the mic. Damn it. All right, you know what? I've had about enough of damn Twitter shout-outs. Look, I'm gonna take some Gab shout-outs now, because I can see where Twitter's going, and it's down to the goddamn internet cesspool gutter. Let me go ahead and take some Gab shout-outs, and if you folks that don't know, I've got a Gab account. All right, Politics Ghost is the Gab account, and repost or like the first post that says True Capitalist Radio Live, baby, the first post on the Gab. Repost that post or like that post. I'll give you a Twitter shout-out right now. What's going on to Veteran Capitalist? How you doing, man? We've got the Ghost. Throw Ghosty off the wagon, asshole. Throw Ghosty off the 12-step handicap. Look at this. Is even worse than Twitter. This is even worse than Twitter, man. Good God, man. We got Crusades for Arabia. There's Supa. What's going on? There's Aribaru. There's Ian. There's Boom Bakalaka. What? Boom Bakalaka? We got Gabe Voorhees in the house. There's O'Flamo. What's going on? Jesus Christ. We're CDI Fan 237. There's Escalators 420. Who else do we have here, for heaven's sake? I'm not saying these disgusting names. What's going on to Lord Vulcan? Agent Odd Eyes, Dr. Demento, Fidget My Midget. What else we have here? I'm not going to say that name. Cole the Pony. We got C.K. Smith in the house. And there's Grinder again. Are you kidding me? And that's the address. That's not the official Grinder. That's got to be a troll or something. That's not the real Grinder. Look, if it is, take about 10 steps away from my freaking butt crack, Grinder. Jesus Christ, man. We got Nelson in the house. Ghost Coin, yeah, no kidding. We need to put up Ghost Coin. We got Goldner Adler in the place. Based Pepe. The Butter Right, ass crack. The Butter Right. Just shut up. All of you, just shut up. We got Raiden Flat Snake. Raiden Flat. You son of a. God! Leave Raiden alone! Raiden Flat Snake. You know what? That's it. You know, that's enough. I'm done with it. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Just leave Raiden Snake alone already, guys. God damn it, man. Leave him alone. Just leave the poor guy alone, man. All right, you know what? That's it for the Twitter shout-outs. We got so much things to talk about right now. I don't have time to be wasting on you troll terrorists and cyber vermin on a goddamn Baller Friday, all right? Jesus Christ. And look, there's Raiden Black Snake. Raiden Black... Get this guy. Get the crap out of here. Jesus Christ. Raiden Black Snake, for Christ. Leave Raiden alone, man. Just leave him alone. Oh, my God, man. I'm just, that's enough, man. Leave him alone, seriously. Seriously, he's a good guy. He's a good kid. Leave him alone. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Anyway, look, I'm just gonna move on with the broadcast. I'm gonna ignore Twitter. I know you people are just gonna try to antagonize me via Twitter. Jesus Christ! And you know what? Before let me just calm down here. This just in: breaking news: several injured after a shooting in what is that? Lille or Lille, France. Well, I don't know how to pronounce it. Excuse me if my Americana self is butchering the croissant of the name of this city. But once again, several injured in a shooting in Lille, France, or Lille, including a child. And, you know, I hate to say this, but is it once again another case of the religion of peace, though? Is it another case of the religion of peace, though? I don't know, but how long is it, you know, how long are we going to keep doing this? You know, how long are we going to continue on with this charade that, you know, and hey, assholes, stop tweeting me beer stuff. Look at this. I'm trying to stay on the wagon. I'm trying to stop drinking. Look at what they're tweeting at me, man. Look. Ah! Damn it! Stop trying to get me to drink, please, man. God damn it. This is hard, man. This is hard. This is really hard, man. And you just, assholes are just making it harder and harder and harder. You understand? What am I even trying to explain? You people don't care. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. I'm not going to do this, all right? I'm not paying attention. I got more important things to talk about here. You people on Twitter and Gab that are throwing all kinds of crap at me, go shove it up your ass, all right? I'm not paying attention to you idiots anymore. Anyway, folks, let's get to some serious subject matters here, for Christ's sake. God damn it. It's what you get on a live show, man. On the internet, this is live. Anyway, folks, now that we've talked about the whole health care, no vote, Paul Ryan with egg on his face that should be removed from office in the first hour, let's go ahead and talk about the other important subject matters at hand, folks. And I'm talking about the establishment now that they have been caught in a lie. They've been caught in an outright lie, folks, and I've been saying it throughout this whole week, and finally they're coming out and admitting it. And they're coming out and admitting that they are outright lying, that not only did they have Trump under surveillance during the campaign, but they've had him under surveillance since he was a businessman. I mean, they've had him under surveillance. And, you know, whether you like Trump or not, the implication that the deep state, at the behest of Barack Obama, and let me tell you, there is a whistleblower, folks, that has come out and has released I think it's a few hard drives of 600 million documents, all right, proving that Barack Obama not only had Donald Trump under surveillance, he had most of the Supreme Court, he had judges, he had members of Congress. I mean, here it is, folks. What's going on to the Poll News Network? I'm glad that you follow. But I'm just retweeting what they're tweeting. This is not off poll. This is actually off Freedom Watch essay, which is much like a kind of a think tank or a group of individuals, much like Judicial Watch, who put forth litigation to try to open up classified documents or to put forth or dispel any type of laws that could be infringing upon the Constitution. We need these types of law think tanks that actually are funded by individuals who care about this country so that we can have this information out to the public. Once again, folks, if you want to look at my Twitter account right now, CIA whistleblower leaks 47 hard drives, 600 million documents, shows Obama spied on everybody, folks. This is the wiretapper in chief. Barack Obama, there's a reason why he's in Hawaii right now. I'll tell you this right now. There is a reason why he is in Hawaii. And the reason he's in Hawaii, folks, is because he doesn't want to come to the mainland. He knows that, I believe he knows that he is in some major trouble. People within his administration are in some major trouble. And that's why, folks, I don't know if you saw this. I tweeted this earlier, that James Comey, I mean, it's gotten to the point where James Comey wanted to have a sit-down with the president, actually went to the White House and was turned away. And the reason Comey went out there to talk to the president is because Comey knows that he and other cohorts that tried to conspire in this political theater, which was nothing more than an act job, folks. I tweeted right before the James Comey FBI director testimony that was nothing more than political theater. And the reason I knew this is because those assholes on the House Intelligence Committee knew that Donald Trump was wiretapped, but they played this charade. All right? They played this damn charade that, from what I understand, people on Twitter are saying that Obama left the country. So, I don't blame Obama for leaving the country. I mean, this man is wanted for treason. He should be arrested. He should be thrown in jail. He is the wiretapper in chief. He infringed upon the Constitution on a variety of different occasions, especially when it comes to this whistleblower situation, in which not only did he spy on the current president right now, Donald Trump, but he also spied on the Supreme Court justices. He also spied on judges. He also spied on members of Congress. And if you have this, just take this into consideration. If he spied on all these people, then he knows all these people's dirty little secrets. He knows that these people like to patronize prostitutes. He knows that these people have closet relationships, whether hetero or homosexual. He knows everything. So it makes sense why, in my opinion, a lot of these bureaucrats right now may be biting their tongues and supporting the last administration, because maybe the last administration has something over on these folks. And that's what really is the serious implication about the lie that was put forth by James Comey, because, folks, they tried to lie And the reason they tried to lie is they were hoping that Mr. and Mrs. Joe Sixpack would accept this and that they would accept the narrative that Trump was just some conspiracy theorist and pulling out this wiretapping allegation out of his derriere when, folks, it has been proven not just the NSA spied, not just the CIA spied, but the FBI also spied on Donald Trump. And listen, this has to be, in my view, based upon all the wiretapping, based upon all the surveillance that they had Trump under, this got to be the most scrutinized president in American history, in my personal opinion. This has to be the most scrutinized American president. And all they can find is what? Nothing! The best they can come up with is the grab him by the pussy comment, which give me a break. If that's the best you can come up with after over a decade plus worth of surveillance, then you've got nothing on this man. And that's why you've got the deep state in conjunction with the political class, in conjunction with the lamestream media, trying to shape narratives out of nothing. They're trying to create narratives out of nothing because they are they're consortium. They're in concert with one another. And I hate to keep saying this time and time again, just look at the stimulus package 2 bill and take a look at everybody who got money in the $1 trillion giveaway that was the stimulus package 2 bill that was passed by the democratically dominated Congress and was passed by one Barack Obama. And you take a look at everybody who has taken money from that stimulus package 2 list and take a look right now at everybody who is in opposition to Donald Trump. It makes sense now why everybody's so loyal to Obama. It makes sense now why everybody's so loyal to the left, so loyal to the Democrats. Because I said yesterday, and I'll say it again, the people that are for the Democrats, they know that if the Democrats take power again, that they will allow the fleecing of the tax system and a cash giveaway if the Democrats attain power again. That's why I'm telling each and every one of you folks, we have to stay political. We have to stay serious. That's why I continue to come up on this broadcast. We need to continue to meme. We need to continue to disseminate the information. I know I keep saying that, folks, but we have to. Because look at what we've been able to accomplish, even though, and just think about this, earlier this week, James Comey, the FBI director, testified in front of the House Intelligence Committee when both of them knew that they were lying, and both of them knew that they had Trump under surveillance. Both of the sides knew it was political theater. It was an outright lie. And then thereafter, you had the lamestream media trying to push this narrative. Y'all remember earlier this week? Oh, I couldn't find a lamestream media outlet that wasn't saying that Trump's claims of him being wiretapped was debunked. Oh, that's all it was earlier this week. Oh, Trump debunked, Trump debunked, Trump debunked. And, folks, I was trying to get it out there that Trump was not debunked, that James Comey and the House Intelligence Committee were outright lying.
Calling the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA simply a compact SUV is like describing a cathedral as just 4 walls and a ceiling. The GLA is both a beautiful work of design and one of the most functional SUVs in its class, and it's available at an exceptional price. Why drive any compact SUV when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA? Visit MBUSA.com/GLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
And I'm telling you this right now, folks, I think everybody should be concerned, whether you like Trump or not, that the deep state, an apparatus independent of the legislative branch, an apparatus that's independent of the judicial branch, of the executive branch, has the ability to spy on all branches. Because, folks, if you look at that Twitter account right now, I just retweeted the documents that has been put out by this whistleblower via freedomwatchusa.com. The documents, 600 million documents, I don't know how many hard drives, like 47 hard drives. It proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that Barack Obama not only spied on Trump, he was spying on everybody. He was spying on everybody. And look, thank you very much, Rock Ape. Guess where Barack Obama is spending his time right now? He's in French Polynesia. Oh, what happened? Oh, why? Well, you were the president. Why aren't you coming back, baby? It makes sense why Valerie Jarrett moved into that damn Washington, D.C. house that he was supposed to move into. Huh? Yeah. Oh, look on the Twitter right now, folks. There it is. Look at that. Look at that. And this island does not have U.S. extradition. All right? French Polynesia Island does not have U.S. extradition. So it makes perfect sense why Barack Obama's over there, because he knows he's a treasonous bastard. I've always said that bastard was a treasonous bastard. He should be put in prison. He's committed treason. He's committed treason. So, of course, he's in the French Polynesian Islands. Huh? I don't blame him. You're going to sabotage America? You're going to sit here and spit in America's face and try to kamikaze our goddamn government and think you're going to get away, boy? You think you're going to get away, boy? What a scumbag. Anybody who is still trying to back up this goddamn ex-president of ours, you're an anti-American piece of globalist scum. And as far as I'm concerned, there should be somebody watching over your ass. Because we can't trust any of these people, man. They are lunatics. They're not playing with a full deck. I mean, these people, because Barack Obama speaks to them like some NPR DJ, they'll believe anything that this stupid idiot reads off a teleprompter, because everything that he does, everything he says is pre-written. I mean, doesn't this piss you off, folks? I mean, Barack Obama, what did he do? I told you he kamikazed this goddamn country. And look at him, he doesn't want to come back. And you want to know why he doesn't want to come back? Because all the lies, all the treason is starting to come out on this scumbag. And we, as the new media, you, me, we've got to spread it around like wildfire and make sure that everybody, Mr. and Mrs. Joe Sixpack, knows. They know that this scumbag is a treasonous bastard. We've got to make sure that they know. Once again, folks, I just retweeted President Obama's not even in the country right now. He's in French Polynesian Islands out there, which don't have U.S. extradition, folks. All right? It's disgusting. Utterly disgusting. Anyway, folks, before I move on to the next subject matter, please remember that the establishment is plotting their next move. They're plotting their next move, so we got to stay vigilant this weekend. They like to do things in the weekend. Please do not underestimate that they could do some false flag or some ridiculous shooting and make it look like it's some terrorism. So they're going to do something. They're going to do something, folks. So please remember that no matter what happens, this is a war between us, the people, and the establishment. I'm talking the deep state, the political class, and the media. I mean, look at how all three of those entities are working against our interest, and yet they're supposed to work for us. Don't you understand that? All three of those entities are supposed to be working for us. And yet they feel that they are our overlords. They feel that we are their subjects. So I am saying, folks, the establishment is plotting their next move. They've been busted for lying about this whole wiretapping situation. They have had Donald Trump under surveillance since 2004 under Operation Dragnet. The CIA has been tapping him and his campaign people before the election. I can go on and on. The FBI had him under surveillance from 2011 to 2013 under some kind of Russian gambling probe of some Russians that happened to reside in the damn Trump Towers that were, running some gambling operation. So Barack Obama, folks, is the wiretapper in chief. He is the most anti-American piece of trash that has ever graced the United States office. And I'd like to say this before I move on. He was an affirmative action president, and I think that this whole race hustling, this whole idea of, oh, look, it's a black president. Look, if we were to elect this guy, he could bring us together. Remember, that was the whole goddamn argument? Remember that? And this guy's not even black, first of all, folks. I mean, I was really surprised that black folks even took to this idiot. This guy's not even black. He's not. I'd like a black check on this asshole. All right? I'd like a black check on this guy. Jesus Christ. Anyway, the reason I say that, folks, is because just take a look at his actions towards the black community. Ever since he was president, the black community as a whole has been thrown backwards 50 or 60 years in economics, in politics, and in sociality in general. So anyway, folks, as I stated, man, I mean, this asshole needs to be arrested. His administration needs to be arrested. Everybody in the deep state that is breaking the law and spying on Americans need to be arrested. I mean, there needs to be a draining of the swamp that we have never seen before, and I hope that there's enough American people that call for it, because we have to call for it, folks. We have to call for it in unison, in mass, or they will do nothing. Anyway, folks, let me change up the subject matters a little bit here, folks, because I don't want to, be all serious. It is a Baller Friday. Let's talk a little bit about YouTube, folks. All right, now, once again, YouTube content creators are getting a little scared now. They're starting to realize that this YouTube gravy train of creating 2-bit content in basically either juicing people for sympathy, juicing people for, listen, I don't like YouTube. I'm glad that most YouTubers are going to be afflicted by this at some point in time, because I don't think that these YouTubers deserve the money that they're getting. I don't think that their demographic that they appeal to, on the most part, really buy worth the crap. I think that maybe gaming does, but I don't know. I have no idea. But in my personal view, I think that YouTube as a whole has turned into a complete and utter internet cesspool, and I don't blame certain advertisers to wanting to pull out their advertising from this venue. You've already had 2 major advertisers pull their advertising from the YouTube venue, which I think is going to hurt content creators. AT&T and Johnson & Johnson, big-time advertisers, and the reason they said that they are pulling their advertising from YouTube is because they don't want to be affiliated with this, quote, hate-based content creation. And I'm going to be honest with you, folks. I mean, I'm all for anyone wanting to say whatever it is they want to say. I believe me, I'm all for it. But what's happening here, and listen, I'm not talking about anybody saying their political perspective or saying any kind of freedom of speech-based type stuff. I'm all for that, okay? But what YouTube has turned into now, it has turned into like a doxing fetish. People are now confronting people, like YouTubers are confronting other YouTubers and putting it on YouTube and having fights and other YouTube fans or they're sending those YouTube fans to other. It's just become a stupid mess. You got litigation amongst other YouTube content creators. I mean, it's pathetic. It's utterly pathetic. And to be honest with you, that is really, I think, where the crux of most of the disdain that is coming from the advertisers comes from. It comes from this idea that, most of the content creation that's happening in YouTube is it's garbage. It's utter garbage. It's like, I don't like YouTube because most of these big mega channels are a bunch of people that think that they're actually stars. They actually think they're celebrities, and let's be honest, if anybody was really a celebrity, would they do the type of garbage that they do on YouTube just to get views, for Christ's sake? I mean, what is that? What is this stupid idiot, Amazing Atheist? You know, Amazing Atheist actually used to listen to this broadcast back in 2010, 2011. He actually made a video about the broadcast. He's since took it down. But the Amazing Atheist is a perfect example of some idiot who, you know, gets all these views. But what does he do? I mean, you know, what does he do? He sticks a banana in his ass and, you know, does all this ridiculous, you know, self-deprecating idiot stunt work in an attempt to try to either maintain, sustain, or grow his viewer base. And in my view, I think that YouTube has taken the idea of originality completely out of content creation. Because in my view, it doesn't really matter what video you're looking at. I mean, you have one piece of originality, and then lo and behold, you'll have about 1 million copycats, and it just completely just devalues the whole original concept of content creation. I mean, how many video content creators do we have to see of idiots using what do you call those press machines to crush crap? I mean, how many more of these videos of, oh look, I've got a 5,000 degree freaking sword and we're going to cut through this? I mean, how many of these stupid video content? I mean, how many, man? It's stupid. It's stupid, man. These people have no talent, and to be honest with you folks, you know, I'd like to consider myself to having a little bit of talent here. I mean, look, maybe you idiots think I don't. That's fine. But the difference between me and them is that no one can do what I do right now. I mean, I was off for 5 years. People had ample opportunity to rip me off, and they did. You even had idiots out here trying to, you know, claim they were me and trying to make offshoot broadcasts accordingly. But even when they did that, they couldn't do what I can do, folks, because what I do requires actual talent. It requires being sharp and quick and intelligent and being able to convey information. There is a whole gambit that encompasses this broadcast. I mean, financial knowledge, news, entertainment, comedy, shock, awe, fear. I mean, you know, there's just so many things that encompass this broadcast. And you see, folks, that's talent. You see, I mean, let me explain something here, man. I am someone who is broadcasting via a medium that isn't very popular amongst the visualized public. People like things visual. That's why you have so many people with cartoon fetishes and that sort of thing. I mean, what I'm doing is conveying an audible voice across the internet in which people listen. They can either say, you know what, this guy's a moron. You know, screw this guy. I'm not listening to him anymore. Or they could say, oh, you know what, this is pretty interesting. Oh, that's funny. Wow, I didn't know that. I mean, there's a bunch of things. You see, let me tell you something. That is what YouTube is missing. And to be honest with you, the community of YouTube is cancer. People like Keemstar, people like Rice Gum, people like FouseyTube. I hate to even say PewDiePie, Markiplier. I mean, these people are cancer, all right? These people are utter cancer, and in my personal opinion, I can't wait for the day for these people having to go out and really use their talent to see if anybody will actually pay them outside this ridiculous model that YouTube has created, which I believe it's created, and it has dumbed down content creation. I don't know, by default or on purpose or by accident. I have no idea. But I'm sick of it. And let me tell you, I think more advertisers should pull their advertising from this. I mean, and literally, it's not that you can't say what you want to say. It's the fact that people, all right, that are out here that are, you know, these personality-based YouTube content creators are just doing ridiculous type of shock crap. I mean, not even doing that. They're getting into fights with each other. Like if there's competing channels, I've seen this countless times. They're swatting each other. They're doxing each other. They're going to each other's houses and fighting each other. I mean, this is the environment in which Johnson & Johnson and AT&T, in my view, don't want to be a part of, or they don't want to fund. So in my view, folks, I do not respect anybody who is a YouTube content creator. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, unless it's some badass production, unless you took time, effort, and energy to actually shoot the shots, edit the damn film, put some damn graphics in there. I mean, if you actually did something, don't get me wrong, I applaud you. But, man, this content that is being produced by YouTube is an utter joke. It's an utter joke, and anybody who consumes this content, you're part of the joke. I hate to say it. I mean, if you're listening to idiots like Keemstar, Rice Gum, all those fruity bastards, I mean, you're a part of the whole joke. You really are. Because, I mean, what exactly are these people doing? All right? And people are like, what about JonTron? Well, hey, look, that's why I want to interview the guy. I want to interview the guy on the Saturday Night Troll Show and ask him, first of all, how the hell did you get here to have like a couple of million subscribers, first of all? And secondly, why is it that you got this demographic based on gaming and now want to come into the political arena? And that's what I want to ask because, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't get it. I mean, if you've got yourself, that would be like the guy, there's one YouTuber that I kind of like, but what he does, anybody could do. Unbox Therapy, that stupid idiot. I think he's a goofy moron, but I think his production is very well. His lighting is great. Editing is excellent. The reviews are unbelievable. I genuinely like watching this moron's content, but, it's an actual production. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but it would be like he come out and say, you know what, Black Lives Matter could suck it, or, you know what I mean? And I don't want to hear that from Lou from goddamn Unbox Therapy. I don't want to hear him get political. That's not why I go to him. I go to him so that he can unbox stupid little tech crap, and maybe I want to buy it, and maybe I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear, I don't want to hear you. I don't care about your political commentary. If I was drawn to you because of your political commentary, well, that's different. If I know you as somebody who is vocal about their political commentary, that's different. I'm done with this YouTube. I'm just tired of unoriginality on the internet, man. We have the ability to create our own content, to compete with Hollywood, to compete with the big studios, and instead, what are people doing? They're becoming star fuckers, and they're coming out and being like, "Hey, I'm Keemstar." Freaking hate Keemstar. I'm telling you. I mean, maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm done with this stupid issue. Let's move on to something else. I don't care about YouTube star. God damn it! Jesus Christ, you idiots are making me say YouTube again. You idiots are making me say YouTube again. Jesus Christ. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Damn sons of bitches. You're making me say YouTube again. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, I'm going to move on, folks. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say YouTube. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look, we're way behind, man. I got to move on here, for Christ's sake, man. This is a falling behind Baller Friday. I can tell you that right now. Let's move on to the next subject. Rachel Doziel in the news. And why is she in the news? For you folks that aren't aware, this is a woman who literally is a white woman in blackface that was able to fool the black community so much that she was a part of the NAACP. I'm not even joking. If you don't know who this woman is, well, then you've been living under a rock, all right? But Rachel Doziel is a white woman who put herself in blackface. I wouldn't call it blackface. It was more like, I guess, bronze face. You know, I mean, I have to think about this woman. She'd have to get up every day and put like bronze face on her face and neck. She would purposely go to the black hairstylist so they would kink out her hair. And this woman was passing around as like a Barack Obama, like, you know, a half black, half white. And so much so that she was a part of the NAACP. All right? I mean, and this just goes to show you, folks, that maybe black folks need to take a step back and stop blaming the man and stop blaming Whitey. Maybe they need to look at themselves and figure out who's leading their communities. And I've said this time and time again. I mean, this is a white woman in blackface, and even after she was exposed as a white woman in blackface, you still had black folks trying to take up for her. You still have black folks saying, yeah, baby, look what she did for the community, baby. Look what she did for the community, baby. What are you talking about, baby? Look what she did for my kids, baby. Look what she did for my kids. You're not necessarily understanding, baby, my kids, baby. Rachel Dozier did that for my kids, baby. And you see, I mean, it doesn't make any sense, black folk. I hate to admit this. I mean, there are some woke black folk out there. I'm not trying to, you know, generalize black folk, but I know there's some woke black folk. But, man, I mean, you woke black folk, you need to be more boisterous about your opposition, about what's going on and what's happening to your people. And the reason that I'm going into this subject matter is because what's going on to your people is a self-destruction. And you're being guided into self-destruction by sellouts within your own community and folks that are in blackface, like Rachel Dozier, like Sean King. You know, the reason I bring up Rachel Dozier today, folks, is because she's going to write a memoir now. Oh, she's going to write a memoir now. And she alluded to the fact that she was, quote, too black for her husband. So I'm assuming that because she was too black for her husband, I guess she was, talking with the ghetto-fied vernacular of that has been pushed forth by the gangster rap industry. I have no idea what the hell that means. But she was too black for her husband, and I guess that's why she decided that she was just going to go full-out blackface. And decided to just, I have no idea. But, yep, here's Rachel Dozier. She's going to write a book now. She's going to write a book now about her memoirs, and black people are laughing about it. But should black people really be laughing? You, with all due respect, black folks, that actually, I'm talking about the ones that were bamboozled by Rachel Dozier, you are the fools. You people that are laughing at Rachel Dozier on black Twitter, those of you that are out here calling this woman a cracker-ass cracker and all this other nonsense, you're laughing. You're saying that now, but you're the same idiots that are actually trying to protect the honky identity of Sean King, who is actually a white cracker-ass cracker. I mean, Sean King doesn't even have the olive tan skin, for Christ's sake. I mean, Sean King looks fluorescent. He's so goddamn white. He glows in the dark. He's so damn white. And yet you got black people that are out here, no, baby, you're not understanding, baby. Sean King, he's doing what he's doing for my kids, baby. My kids. My kids. So that's why I'm saying, with all due respect, black folk, you need to start looking at yourself in the mirror and realizing that it ain't the man that's holding you down right now. It's not the system holding you down, because if you're gonna claim that it's the system, brothers, you just had a black president that was in power. So how in the hell can you brothers say that it's the system holding you down when you had not only a black president, you had two black attorney generals? I'm just saying, brothers, you cannot talk garbage anymore. You can't sit here and say that, oh, the man's putting me down, the whitey's putting me down, all this. No. With all due respect, you're putting yourself down. You're putting yourself down. I mean, look at this. Escalators 420. Thank you very much. Look at this. Here's Rachel Doziel right now. I'm about to retweet this. Rachel Doziel dressed up like the African booty scratcher. Look at this. I'm not joking. Look at my Twitter right now. She's in African booty scratcher garb, for Christ's sake, man. This is what she was doing as a white woman. This is what she was doing as a white woman. Good God. Do you understand, black folk? You've got people in blackface embedded within your own community that are leading you. That should alarm you as a culture. That should alarm you as a community. You need to look in the mirror, black folks. You can't keep going and pointing your finger at the man. You can't keep going and pointing your finger at the system. You just had a black president, brothers. You just had a black president, for Christ's sake. Give me the mic. Yeah, this woman is writing a memoir. Do you see her right now on my Twitter, folks? She's in African booty scratcher garb. You can't make this up, man. You can't make this up. So you black folks that are laughing at Rachel Doziel, she is the one that played you, brother. You want to know why she played you? Because she found out, and so did Sean King, that it's more profitable to play a black person with black strife than actually a regular white person that's a schmuck in the street. So you got played, black folk. You found white people that can get ahead in life using your race. That's what that means. You found white people that were able to use your race to be able to financially benefit themselves, to be able to advance their careers. That's right. Think about that for a second, black folks. You actually have white people that are advancing using your culture, using your race. I'm telling you, folks. I mean, that's all there is to it. You got to face up to this. Anyway, folks, we are now in the third and final hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. Before we get started on everything or anything else, I'd like to remind everybody to please spread it around like wildfire and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house, and we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, and it is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right? And but if you have not done so, please follow me on Twitter and Gab, folks. I'm on both those social media networks, Twitter and Gab, under the name Politics Ghost. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. Now, once again, folks, I'd just like to remind all you black folks what Rachel Doziel and Sean King represent is that, and look, I hate to say this, but I'm just basing this based upon the action. Does this mean, black folks, that white people make better black people? I mean, look, I'm serious. This is a serious question here. This is a serious question. Do white people make better black people? I mean, this is a very serious anomaly. I'm asking all seriousness. I mean, Rachel Doziel, NAACP leader in her community. Sean King, look at what he was able to do. He was able to get a goddamn scholarship pretending to be black at a black college. And he was able to parlay that black college and all that nonsense into this black strife virtue signaling brand that he's been able to sell to you folks. So does this mean that white people are actually better black people? I mean, this is a serious question. I'm not joking around. I mean, black folks, if you're taking offense to this, you should. Because look at what's going on. Why are you black folks not, trying to go and have a couple of questions asked by Sean King and telling him to stop acting like he's a goddamn black person? The man is fluorescent, man. All right? I'm darker than goddamn freaking Sean King, for Christ's sake, and I'm a white cracker-ass cracker. So that's why I'm saying, folks, everybody needs to understand, all right, that black folks are holding down black folks. I hate to say this, and I know a lot of you black folks don't want to hear it. I know a lot of you black folks are out here saying, no, you're wrong. No, why? Listen to me. Just one more again, and then I'm going to move on to the next subject. Why is it that two white people have been able to find a way to be more successful in their careers, more profitable in their incomes, pretending to be black? White people pretending to be black were able to advance their careers. They found it profitable to be somebody who was black as opposed to somebody who was just a regular white person. And I ask you again, black folks, do white people make better black people? Do white people make better black people? I mean, I'm just asking. Anyway, let me move on to the next subject matter. I don't want to continue on, but do white people make better black people? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Anyway, folks, let me continue on. 38% of U.S. jobs are at high risk of a robot takeover. Yeah, 38% right now of current jobs are at risk of a robot takeover. I'm talking about the automation revolution. So what does that mean? That means that, jobs, as time goes by and the innovation of automation becomes more streamlined, that jobs are even going to be more scarce than they are today. And who do we blame for this exactly? I mean, why is it that companies are now going towards automation as an alternative to actual human labor? Well, there's a variety of different reasons, folks, but the two main reasons, in my opinion, are immigration and the minimum wage. Folks, the whole reason why Democrats go behind this whole virtue signaling concept around immigration is to hide the true motives on who funds their campaigns and why they want immigration. And when I mean immigration, I'm talking about illegal immigrants, open borders, that sort of thing. You see, these Democrats are funded by big-time corporations who take advantage of the cheap labor that ensues when you have open borders, when you have illegal immigrants coming across the border. That, by default, brings down the cost of labor for actual Americans living in this country. You understand?
Metro's Purple Line extension will be conducting daily construction activities on Wilshire Boulevard between San Vicente Boulevard and La Cienega Boulevard in the city of Beverly Hills. This work will make way for the first 3 stations of the rail line's extension to the west side. For details, visit metro.net/Purple Line Extension.
So as a result, folks, the idea of illegal immigration has kind of induced this idea that maybe because this temporary labor, because everybody who employs immigrants illegally knows that it's temporary labor. But when you're illegally hiring somebody temporarily, you're saving money. You're saving a dramatic amount of money that you would traditionally give to an actual American citizen. And what do you do with that money? You save it, and then when you can no longer take advantage of the illegal immigrant and its illegal labor, then you start taking the money saved from the labor that you got from the illegal immigrant and put it into automation. You put it into automation, folks. I mean, that's what this whole open borders immigrant crap is all about. It has nothing to do with giving people better lives. It has nothing to do with the land of the free and the home of the brave. It has everything to do with cheap labor, folks. I'm witnessing it firsthand out here in Texas. Out here in Texas, I mean, you can go almost anywhere, and people can't even speak English in certain service industry-oriented businesses, for Christ's sake. These people are as illegal as a goddamn counterfeit $100 bill, for Christ's sake. And yet, they're being hired by big-time conglomerations, service industry conglomerations, corporations. Why? Because it's cheap labor. I mean, and why do they want cheap labor? Because, folks, the minimum wage law has been one of the most devastating laws to the poor in America, in American history. And I know people are saying, Ghost, you're lying. I mean, how can somebody actually make a living at $8.50 an hour? You're lying. Well, let me ask you this. How come you're not making a living at $8.50 an hour? All right? I'll tell you why you're not making it at $8.50 an hour, because you're collecting government food stamps. Because you think that you are above a certain level of labor. And what you need to understand as an individual is that if you possess no skills to pay any kind of bills, the skills to pay the bills, always remember that, then you should be happy with whatever labor possible. But, you know, the argument will be, well, Ghost, I don't have any experience. How am I supposed to get experience if I can't get a job? Well, that is why the minimum wage is ruining your opportunity. You see, folks, if we were to allow the market to dictate the payment of wages, the market itself, in my view, would go a lot higher in aggregate than $8.50 an hour. But because you're requiring everybody, from somebody who just sits on their ass and tears tickets at a movie theater to, you know, somebody who's like at a freaking restroom giving out cologne and cigarettes to idiots taking a leak at a bar, you got to pay these people $8.50 an hour. All right? $8.50 an hour, regardless of what type of labor they do, regardless of anything. $8.50 an hour. Now, what this does, it gives no more opportunities to anybody who is poor. Anybody who is poor, folks, has poor education. And why do they have poor education? Because the education system is funded by property taxes. And most of the property taxes collected in impoverished areas isn't much. And as a result, you see the kind of education reflected on the students in that given demographic. So when they don't have an education, what are they to do to get out of the ghetto, to get out of the barrio, to get out of the trailer trash? What are they supposed to do? Well, if there was no minimum wage law, folks, they would be able to go and get themselves in a position, beg themselves if necessary, and say, hey, look, I'm willing to work for $4 an hour. I'm willing to work for $5 an hour. Okay, I just want to get some work, and I want to be able to get as much work as I possibly can. I'm willing to work 40 hours, 50 hours, and you know what you're going to do? Somebody's going to give you a job, especially if you give your labor for a cheap wage. But then what's going to happen is this: you're going to gain experience in the actual workforce without actually having to go to college to obtain it. Do you get that, folks? Let me repeat that one more again. If there was no minimum wage law, you yourself could go up to any employer and say, look, I just want employment. I want to work in this industry. I want to be a part of this. I'm willing to work for whatever. I mean, folks, you understand the current system right now. You people, you young people, you millennials, you've got to pay $50,000 to $60,000 in debt just so that you can see if you can get a job. And then many times, right after you either graduate or before you graduate, what do you have to do? I got to take an internship. And what is an internship? Free labor, slave labor, free labor. And what is the justification for free slave internship labor? Experience. experience. So I'm telling you this right now, folks. The reason that we're witnessing the automation revolution is because of the immigration situation that we have in this country and the minimum wage law. If we were to eliminate both of those problems that are causing a very, very bad effect on the job market for Americans, I think that we could make America great again. Now, I know people will argue,
well, Ghost, I don't understand. I mean, if I go and work below minimum wage for like $4, I mean, couldn't that person just work me $4 forever?
No, numbnuts. Because what you're going to do is, whatever job you do, you have experience doing that. So that you can go to his competitor or her competitor and say, hey, look, I've got this experience over here. And, you know, they hired me for $5 an hour. I'll be more than happy to take the experience that I got from here and go over here if you can pay me a raise and give me some perks or something. And you see, folks, that's what it's all about right there. I mean, we need to eliminate these laws that prohibit American people from getting up out of the ghetto, getting up out of the barrio, getting up out of the white trailer park, getting out of poverty. Because if you don't have education, which isn't going to be given to you by the government, because as I stated, education is paid for by property taxes, and if you go take a look at the ghettos and the barrios and the white trailer parks, ain't much damn property taxes being paid, and as a result, they're getting the kind of education that money pays for. So if they don't have a damn education, how are they supposed to get job experience? They can't. They can't under the current system. They can't under the current minimum wage laws. They can't under the current immigration system. That's why we're having some very serious problems when it comes to American poverty. I'm talking American poverty. American. I'm not talking about people that are in here illegally and living in poverty. I'm talking about American-born poverty. And all I'm saying is this. I wouldn't say we can't put this genie back in the bottle as it pertains to automation. But if you want to curb this, we need to stop advocating higher minimum wage. By advocating higher minimum wage, you are just forcing all the menial jobs that are available for any of the poor to potentially grasp for. But you see, the problem is that when the poor gets the $8.50 an hour job, they realize it's a dead end. Because you want to know why it's a dead end? Because they want to work your ass to death for that $8.50 instead of just giving you one job. I mean, wouldn't you just want a job? Let's say you were working in a fast food joint. Most fast food joints, they pay $8.50, $9 an hour, but you got to work the fries. You got to work the milkshake machine. You got to work the front. I mean, you got a multitasking of capacity of jobs. Wouldn't you just like one job that you were paid for about $4 or $5 an hour and just stand there and do whatever that job is, whether it's fries, whether it's tending to the people, whether it's going back there and doing some work for janitorial services? I mean, wouldn't you do that? And you just got one job. But you see, you can't do that under the current minimum wage laws, and you can't do that when you've got people advocating now $15 an hour minimum wage, assholes. $15 an hour? That's why you're seeing these kiosks now that are taking orders at like Wendy's and at Burger King's and at McDonald's. That's why you're seeing automation of all kinds of stuff, man. Because if the law is going to be changed to where the employer has to pay $15 an hour, $15 an hour for a regular minimum wage job, for Christ's sake? I mean, let's just do the math on that for a second. $15 an hour, and let's just say, because it's Obamacare, they're not working 40 hours. Let's just say they're lucky and they get to work 38 hours. 38 hours a week. That's $570 pre-tax. You times that by 4, which is 4 weeks in a month. That's $2,280 a month for some idiot who's either a bag boy, all right, either some idiot pushing buttons on a goddamn cash machine, some idiot that's, just menial labor, all right? If you're going to work somebody 38 hours at $15 an hour for menial minimum wage labor, that would cost the employer $2,280 a month. You times that by 12 months, folks, that is $27,360 a year. So you mean to tell me you're going to have to pay almost $30,000 an employee for menial, trivial labor? You've got to be kidding me. You could put probably half this money and buy a kiosk, for Christ's sake, and that's just 1 year's salary of some idiot that's out here trying to, advocate this $15 an hour crap. So I'm just saying, folks, the reason that we're seeing this automation revolution is because of the minimum wage laws and the immigration situation with this open borders, bringing in immigrants, and both of those particular issues have brought down the cost of labor. But you see, it can't bring it down, right? Because it's $8.50 an hour. How are they able to bring down the cost of labor? Because they're illegal immigrants, man. You could pay them illegally. You could pay them whatever you want, for Christ's sake. You know that I actually talked to somebody that was working, okay, that was an illegal immigrant, for Christ's sake. You know, he could barely talk English. He was like, oh, let me steer and all that crap, right? He was subcontracted at a place in which I've got a location in one of these strip centers, and the person who owns the strip center is a very good friend of mine, and he had some accident at one of his other stores that were on the property, and as a result needed to have some subcontract work to be done as it pertained to the integrity of that particular store. Now, I would go by, I'd see this guy working his ass off, and the guy was telling me that his contractor, all right, his contractor was paying this poor son of a bitch in the hot sun, doing all kinds of hard physical labor. This son of a bitch was giving him $5 an hour. $5 an hour. And, he pays him in cash, $5 an hour. He works, 60 hours a week. And, the most illegal immigrants, folks, they have all their cash in their pocket, man. I mean, they don't have bank accounts and that sort of thing. So they keep it on their person. And they'll die protecting that wad of cash in their pocket. But you know what police do out here in Texas? Not all of them, some of them. What they have been caught doing is when they stop these illegal immigrants, they take their wad of money and say, okay, and I won't turn you into La Migra. I'm not going to turn you into La Migra, so let me just go ahead and take your wad of money. And these poor Mexicans, they're freaking, what is it? $5 an hour for hard labor, 60 hours a week. I mean, this is what has been created under the open border situation enacted by not just Obama, but Bush. Bush Jr. helped initiate this. So anyway, folks, I'm just saying we need to rectify this immigration situation. It has nothing to do with virtue signaling. It has nothing to do with anything. If anything, these people that are being brought here, they're not having a better life. They're having to work their ass off, man. I mean, they're having to look after both shoulders, for Christ's sake. I mean, the only reason that they're here is because their country in Mexico is even more of a pissing ground than this country, if you can believe that or not. Anyway, folks, I'm sorry for going off on that issue. I just think that we need to get rid of the minimum wage law, and we need to rectify our immigration. We need to have a border. And we need to have people brought in legally. We cannot have open borders any longer. It's ruining our country. Anyway, folks, let me move on. Did y'all hear? Let's get to some foreign news here. Let's talk a little bit about the Westminster Bridge attack. Folks, did you all hear now? And what did I tell y'all yesterday? That this whole goddamn thing stinks to false flag hell. All right, at first, they announced that the killer or the attacker, the terrorist attacker, was this Jamaican descendant immigrant who had ties to, kind of fundamentalist Islam, who was very vocal about being a fundamentalist Islamic character. And then the day after, And let me tell you, what really stinks to high hell is that Theresa May said that the authorities had this man under surveillance. They knew who he was for 20 years, yada, yada, yada. And yet the authorities allowed the media to carry the narrative that the attacker was this Jamaican national guy. The next day they claim, no, it's not him. He's in prison. It's a different guy. We're going to release his name later. Couple of hours later, they come out with some guy by the name of Khalid Massoud. All right, Khalid Massoud. And let me tell you, they said he was 52 years old. That person that was being worked on the ground once he was incapacitated after his terrorist attack did not look 52 or 53. Let alone, I tried to look everywhere for a Khalid Massoud, and yesterday, as I stated, the only Khalid Massoud I could find was under that Twitter account, and that Twitter account was still active as of yesterday. Now, all of a sudden, this Khalid Massoud is now the master of goddamn identity theft or something, because now they don't know what the hell his name is, all right? At first, they tried to claim that he was that he was born in the UK and that he was radicalized within the UK. Then they claim that, and look, this is the latest narrative of this guy. The latest narrative is that he was a sporty teenager back when he was raised in the UK, but now he turned himself into a murderous extremist. Now, look, I don't like going down these like conspiracy theory roads, but it made no sense to me why the Islamic State or any kind of wild Yehudi would want to hit up the UK Parliament as the UK Parliament members were exiting out the building. I mean, that was the target. He was trying to hit Parliament members prior to this Article 50 being implemented March 29th. Now, in my personal opinion, I can't see any other modus operandi for the attack on the Parliament other than to possibly scare the Parliament to delaying the vote to Article 50 so that you can continue to keep kicking the can down the road. I don't see any reason why. Unless we forget, folks, that the EU and NATO, in conjunction with the CIA, they created ISIS. I know it's very hard for people to believe, but they created ISIS, folks. How do you think ISIS got so well funded, so well trained, so well armed? They've got trucks. Did y'all see that one truck that one time that had a Dallas plumber? I don't know where they must have got it at a car auction. The CIA got it at a car auction, somehow shipped it to the Middle East, and they forgot to take the poor schmuck plumber's number off of it. And then this guy people started calling him up. They were getting death threats, for Christ's sake, because his truck that he traded in, for Christ's sake, that ended up being a part of the Islamic State convoy, was on TV showing his freaking plumber's number, for Christ's sake. So how does a plumber who is based out of Texas, who trades his truck, all right, how does that truck get from Texas to the Middle East to be shown in an ISIS convoy? Folks, the CIA, all right, folks? Let's stop pussyfooting around here, all right? The CIA funded, trained, and armed Al-Qaeda. All right? They funded and trained and armed ISIS. All right? They're the ones that fund and train these guys so that they could attempt to try to overtake Bashar al-Assad's Syria. They fund and train these guys to penetrate the borders of Libya to take out Muammar Gaddafi. This ISIS phenomena is purely nurtured by the powers that are the globalist powers, the EU, NATO, and the CIA. Each one have a compartmentalized role in the manufacturing of ISIS to give them plausible deniability. All right? Yeah, here it is right here. Thank you very much, Silent Capitalist. Here, look, Mark 1 Plumbing. Here it is right here. Here it is. I'm going to retweet it right now on my Twitter account, Politics Ghost. How did a Texas plumber's truck wind up in ISIS's hands? Look at that. Look! Look at that crap. I'm telling you this right now. But look at it. How the hell did that get there? How the hell did that get there? So let's stop pussyfooting around and claiming that, our government wouldn't do that. You people are idiots. Of course our government did it. How come they were, this rogue group, doesn't even have a nation state, is just going around killing people and acting like some, Genghis Khan rogue type of nomadic freaking death cult? How are they able to just go and just do this all over the Middle East without us doing something about it? You want to know what we're doing about it? We're helping it. All right, we're creating it. We created it. Anyway, look, I'm done talking about this. I just think that, hey, folks in the UK, do not believe what they're claiming is the story as it pertains to this Westminster bridge attack that was directed at the UK Parliament. In my view, I think it has everything to do with the global powers, the EU, the CIA, and all the consortium that have a vested interest in this globalist structure that they're trying to construct. I think that this was an attempt to try to send a sign to the UK. So it's just my opinion. I just don't like how the story keeps changing on this Khalid Massoud. And, remember, Theresa May came out and said that they knew about this guy. If they knew about this guy, why did they let the mainstream media continue with the narrative that this perpetrator was some Jamaican descendant son of a bitch? Anyway, folks, I'm going to move on to another subject because, this particular terrorist act is still fresh in everybody's minds. And not to mention, somebody from Utah, an American citizen, was killed in this particular terrorist act, which should give Trump a little bit more leverage to try to investigate and figure out what the hell happened in this particular event, because I just don't like what the UK government is putting out as their story. I don't trust it whatsoever. Anyway, let me move on to another subject matter, folks. Marine Le Pen of France, meets with Vladimir Putin in Moscow. Oh, Jesus Christ. Damn it. The hell with Putin, man. Why is everybody jocking dumbass Putin, man? This guy's at the bottom of globalism. Don't you understand that? He's at the bottom of it, for Christ's sake. This guy's no goddamn Russian nationalist. He's a commie. He's a communist.
No, Ghost, he's a Russian nationalist, and Putin, he's very strong. We love him.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Look. I don't know what you people... let me tell you, I have to give it to Russia. They psyop the hell out of the world. They psyop the hell out of the world to have people believe that somehow, some way, Vladimir Putin is some kind of goddamn big badass. When in actuality, folks, and I said this yesterday, he's barely holding on to power in his own domestic politics. All right? Nobody in his goddamn government really likes this guy. He's a thief. He's a communist. Folks, this guy stole $200 billion. He's got $200 billion in his bank account right now. Yeah, $200 billion with a B. $200 billion in his bank account, and you think that the Russian government wants to continue to see this guy walk around the face of the planet? Are you kidding me? They've already tried to kill him once. I'm talking Putin. Y'all remember that his favorite chauffeur conveniently got killed on his way to go pick up Putin? Did y'all see that? I want you Google up, Putin's chauffeur killed, all right, and take a look at the video of that particular incident. It looked like a goddamn psyop from hell, a black op from hell. A black operation from hell. So they've already tried to take a couple of pops at Putin, and that's why Putin is killing so many people. You understand? I mean, within 5 months, 8 prominent Russians have been killed. 8 prominent Russians, people that belong to the parliament, people that are in opposition to Putin, they've been killed. I mean, this guy is literally killing and purging his way to sustain his leadership in Russia. And the only reason that he is still alive, folks, the only reason he's still alive is because he's got Mr. and Mrs. Joe Vodka in Russia literally believing that Vladimir Putin is some kind of big international strongman to some capacity. And, you know, it's really Putin's brilliance in psychological warfare that's enabling this. Because all he's doing is he's relaying all the media coverage in America, all the media coverage in Europe, where they're calling Russia hackers, Russia hacked this, Russia on top of the world, Russia controlling things. And he's just relaying that through his state-run media. And Mr. and Mrs. Joe Vodka in Russia are like, yes, that is my leader. That is Putin. He is leading our mother Russia. He is a strong leader. He is a strong leader like Stalin. I mean, and that's how these dumbass Ruskies are interpreting Vladimir Putin's reign. I mean, they're actually believing that everybody is scared of Russia right now, and that's what has kept Vladimir Putin in power. Because in my personal opinion, folks, I think, and I said this yesterday, I personally believe that Putin will not make it to 2018. I think that he will be assassinated, and they'll either make it look like an accident, they'll make it look like an Islamic terrorist attack, maybe make it look Chechnyan. They'll blow his plane out of the sky. He'll have a heart attack. Something is going to happen to Putin. Because I'm telling you this right now, he is hated. He is hated amongst his goddamn bureaucratic government apparatus. People within the military hate this guy. That's why he had to fire 10 of his generals. Had to fire 10 of his damn generals about a month ago. All right, so this guy is purging and killing his way to sustain his power. He is not that powerful, man. The only people making him powerful are the idiot media that are giving him propaganda so he can feed his own goddamn people. But I am making this prognostication. I do not think that Putin, and if he does make it through 2018, there will be several attempts at his life that he has escaped. And I am making that prognostication this year. If he makes it out the year, it will be because he had survived at least several attempts at his life. And I'm serious, folks. I mean, nobody likes this guy. Now, with that being said, I want to take people back, since I'm already talking about Russia, about the episode in which I was given information by the FSB, and these are people that are against. They're not against. They're against Putin. Okay, so they gave me this message because they don't like Putin. They want to make sure that Putin is exposed. Well, we've done some investigating into Runa Capital, and let me tell you, what we've uncovered as it pertains to Runa Capital will blow your goddamn mind. And it'll show you that Russia and its spy network and the extension of its spy network in the United States is unbelievable. And who allowed this Russian spy network to establish itself via Silicon Valley, via this Runa Capital venture capitalist firm? The Democrats. The Democrats and George W. Bush. Because lest we forget, I mean, why don't you Google up George W. Bush Putin? I mean, these guys were hugging and kissing and smiling all the time. I said this yesterday. I mean, why don't you Google it? I mean, I remember George W. Bush saying, I looked inside of Putin's soul, and I saw a good fella in there. It went from that to Putin and Bush raking hay in Crawford, Texas, and kicking back in a freaking pickup truck and hugging and kissing. We went from that to now what? Russia wants to have a nuclear confrontation with America? It's a phony! It's fake! It's a psyop! It's a psyop, man. And I'm telling you, we are going to release this particular exclusive piece as it pertains to Runa Capital and the extension of the spy network. This is Putin's personal spy network in America, who the characters are, how close they are to Putin, what companies they influence, folks, because it goes deep. And it's no wonder why Russia has such a hold on spying in this country. I'm just saying. Anyway, folks, I'm going to move on because we're running out of time. Once again, Marine Le Pen of France meets with Vladimir Putin in Moscow. I mean, give me a break. I think that's a bad move for Le Pen, to be honest with you. I think it's a bad move for Le Pen, but, you know, she's a woman. What do you expect? Anyway, let's move on, folks, all right? Now, speaking of the EU, did you hear the EU's head there, Juncker? Juncker, this guy, I think his name was Jean-Claude Juncker. This guy came out and threatened Donald Trump, threatened the president with war in the Balkans if the EU falls apart. Yeah. I mean, did y'all hear that? I mean, the EU head of the EU, the president of the EU, Jean-Claude Juncker, comes out and says and warns President Trump that if the EU falls apart, that there's going to be war. There's going to be hell to pay, and there will be war in the Balkans. And I think that is a disgusting display of how these globalists actually believe that they're in charge of the world out here. I mean, this Jean-Claude Juncker, have you seen him? I mean, this guy has been put on video many times drunk as hell. I mean, there was one time in which Juncker was so drunk, he was supposed to have some kind of a PR picture session with all the member states of all the European Union nations, and he was drunk as hell, and he was slapping heads of state in the face. I mean, that's who's leading the European Union. He was slapping, I'm not joking, he was drunk as a skunk and slapping heads of state that were member states of the European Union. And this is what is leading globalism right now, folks. All right? This is what's leading globalism right now. Once again, EU's Jean-Claude Juncker threatens Trump with war in the Balkans if the EU falls apart. I mean, why is he threatening Trump for the EU falling apart? All right, and who's this guy to threaten war anyway, man? You're an old, unelected, drunkard piece of globalist trash, Juncker. I'm telling you, the gall of these globalists, man, the disconnectedness, the cockiness of these sons of bitches, man. Threatening war in the Balkans if the EU falls apart. Shove it up your ass, Juncker. You drunkard globalist bastard. Keep drinking. Stupid moron. And oh yeah, did you also hear in the same breath, he also said that the UK is going to owe us 50 billion euro as a divorce penalty for Brexit. I mean, this is how disconnected this globalist actually thinks. He actually thinks that he can say this crap and people are supposed to listen. This is why we're fighting against globalism. This is why we're fighting against globalism. Do you understand me? This is why we're fighting. These people are disconnected. These are unelected old men out here that think they control the world. And by the way, is the UK going to pay that $50 billion in a divorce penalty for Brexit? I mean, are the folks in the UK going to stand for that, for Christ's sake? 50 billion euro is what the UK is expected to pay EU for Brexit. I wonder if that's going to come to a reality. I don't know, baby. I don't know. Anyway, we're running out of time here. Let me move on. Did you all hear, speaking of the EU, Pope Francis again, this goddamn commie Pope bastard. Goddamn! You're a commie! Pope Francis, you're a goddamn commie! Pope Francis is a communist! I'm telling you, all you Catholics that are on your knees, that are serving this fictitious prophet, this fictitious man of God, Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what Pope Francis said? He urged the EU leaders to quote, fight populism with solidarity. I mean, the word solidarity is a goddamn leftist word if I've ever heard it in my goddamn life. Solidarity. I'm telling you, Pope Francis is a goddamn commie, and you people that are a part of the Vatican, you people that are a part of the church, if you, and look, the head of the Knights of Malta stepped down because he doesn't like this commie freaking Pope, and that says a lot. You people in the Vatican better get it straight, or, you know, you're going to start losing flock. I'll tell you that right now. This goes against everything that the Catholics has ever stood for Christ's sake.
Calling the beautifully redesigned 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA simply a four-door coupe is like describing a world-class athlete as just a good runner. With its sleek profile and powerful turbocharged engine, the CLA offers agility and design that are unmatched in its class, and it's available now at an exceptional price. Why drive any four-door coupe when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA? Visit mbusa.com/CLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. Calling the beautifully redesigned 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA simply a four-door coupe is like describing a world-class athlete as just a good runner. With its sleek profile and powerful turbocharged engine, the CLA offers agility and design that are unmatched in its class, and it's available now at an exceptional price. Why drive any four-door coupe when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA? Visit mbusa.com/CLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
This son of a bitch over here talking about urging the EU leaders to, quote, fight populism with solidarity. I mean, what are you? What are you, a part of the industrial workers of the world there, boy? Huh? I'm telling you, Pope Francis, what a disgusting, despicable pope, man. I mean, this guy is a disgusting, despicable, wide-eyed, googly-eyed, fruity-ass, dumbass, heretic, pathetic, fat, gluttonous, stupid, freaking Argentinian piece of goddamn communist crap. He's a goddamn commie. And what does this commie do? He washes the feet of some Jehudi right in front of goddamn Vatican, doing some commie propaganda. Just get the hell out of here, Pope Francis. You're a commie. You're not a Catholic. You're a commie. You're an atheist, godless commie. I can see right through you. I can see right through you, Pope Francis. God damn you. God smite you. God send a lightning bolt at you. You're a commie. Anyway, folks, look. I know I'm supposed to talk a little bit about this phenomena of female teachers that are having sexual relations with their students and all this crap. I don't know if y'all seen this latest picture of this stupid blonde airheaded bimbo with a big smile on her face, and that's her goddamn mugshot because she was out here having sexual relations with a teenage boy. I am getting sick of this phenomena. And look, I'd like to talk extensively about it and talk about how basically this is nothing more than a bunch of stupid, dumb, slut whore bags that have been given education degrees and still want to think that their profession is equated to that of being in the club. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, have you gone to a goddamn school lately? These dumb skankosauruses are dressing like they're going out or something. I mean, what is this? Is going to school going out for these skankosaurus slut bags? Anyway, listen, I'm not going to go too extensively in this subject. I'm just saying this. Female teachers who sexually abuse male students should suffer the same repercussions as male teachers who do the same thing to female students or male students. All right, there's a double standard going on because, some female did it to a male, so it's okay. It is not okay. Because once we start going down that slippery slope, that's when all of a sudden these idiots start talking about, well, it should be okay for gay people, and it should be okay for transgender people, and it should be okay. It is not okay. And you skankosauruses that are out here sexually abusing young teenage boys, I think that you should have the spirit of Ike Turner conjured up and given you the worst Tina Turner beatdown that you've ever had in your goddamn life. You stupid skankosaurus perverted slutbags. I'd be more than happy to volunteer for that Ike Turner beatdown on your stupid slut ass, robbing young men of their innocence, you stupid dumb skankosaurus sluts. Anyway, look, I'm done with this. I'm done. I'm already done, for Christ's sake. It's been a mixed bag on this Baller Friday. I'll tell you that right damn now. But we're in serious times, folks. We're in some goddamn serious times. Anyway, folks, we got about 12 minutes left. Let's go ahead and get to everybody's favorite part of the broadcast. And I'm talking about Radio Graffiti. That's right, folks. Radio Graffiti, the part of the broadcast where the spectators become a part of the spectacle. All you got to do is give me a call right now at 516-453-9903. And when I call on your area code, you got exactly 3 to 4 seconds to say whatever it is that's on your mind. That's why we call this Radio Graffiti. And before we get on, folks, I want to remind everybody that we do have a troll show where we have an hour dedicated to Radio Graffiti every Saturday. It's called the Saturday Night Troll Show. The Saturday Night Troll Show, and it is live every Saturday night, 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, of course, on blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Of course, that is the Saturday Night Troll Show. We tried to have, or to see if we could have John Tron on the first hour to try to interview him. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, so we're going to talk about some subjects in the first hour, but it's a fun show, lots of ratings, lots of fun. Tune into us this Saturday. Tomorrow's our next episode, 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's the Saturday Night Troll Show. Anyway, engineer, do we got any Radio Graffiti calls to be had? All right. Well, let's go ahead and get to some Radio Graffiti calls right now. Hey, what's going on? Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Oh, Jesus Christ, who is this?
What's going on? African Bottle Scratcher?
What do you want?
I'm selling water filters, all right? Johnny Water, oh yeah.
I'm not buying your shit, fuck off.
My filters! My filters! My filters!
Alright, that's enough.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Goddamn African booty scratcher! Damn it! Screw you! Screw you, you African booty scratcher! Son of a bitch! That's not funny! That's not funny, you son of a freaking African booty scratching bitch! Jesus Christ! Give me the mic! Give me the mic! Give me the freaking mic, for Christ's sake! How dare you, sons of... How dare you? How dare you? Jesus Christ. Anonymous Radio Goddamn Graffiti.
Need a dispenser. Need a dispenser. Need a dispenser.
No. Man, let's get a friendly face going. What's going on to Raiden Snake, Radio Graffiti?
Yeah, Ghost, can I just say one thing first? Whoever did those disgusting splices on Wednesday about that incident in Westminster, it's not funny. Seriously, it's disgusting.
That was horrible. I couldn't believe that they did that, and they made it sound like you were a part of that horrific terrorist act. Shame on them is right, man.
That's disgusting. I mean, I feel sorry for all the people. I mean, there was 4 killed, 50 injured that they've just confirmed not even 20 minutes ago. It's disgraceful. How can I think they think it's some kind of sick joke, taking a piss out of it. Do you know what I mean?
I have no idea, Raiden. I'm sorry. Look, Raiden, stay right there. I'm sorry that these damn trolls, for whatever reason, are targeting you for some. I have no idea why, man. I don't know. I don't know, for Christ's sake. Let's get to some more calls here. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Need a dispenser. Need a dispenser.
No, we don't. You shove your dispenser up your goddamn clogged up freaking cooter, all right? Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Need a dispenser here. Need a dispenser here. Need a dispenser here. Need a dispenser here.
Can you shove your dispenser up your twat? Look, I've had enough of dispensers, all right? Enough dispensers. Dispense it right up your loosey asshole. Good God, give me the freaking money. Give me the money. Sick of hearing that. I'm sick of hearing that crap. Jesus Christ, man. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
For real! Pax, my pooping pup. I want to feed my pup. I like to go on walks. I love to find cute poop. It's cute poop to the max. It's Pax, my pooping pup. And now there's Cammy. She walks and poops too. Cammy, my pooping kitty.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Only in Europe. Only in Europe. Anonymous Radio Graffiti. Night Prowler Radio Graffiti. All right, shut that stupid remix up, for Christ. Shut it off. Man, for Christ's sake. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Hey, snap sitting, 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 hey.
What the hell was that? That's a modified dispenser here now? 352 Radio Graffiti. We got 8 equals radio fucking graffiti. Empty water bottle. Wave. Ghost has cancer. Rock and roll McDonald's. Dr. Shekel and Sam High. One more drink goes barrel roll. Capitalist butter bath. Ham bone burglar. No beer equals boring TCR. Great black snake. African bottle crasher. Throw ghosty off the wagon. 12-step handicap. This is even worse than Twitter, man. Boom bakalaka. And there's Grinder again. Are you kidding me? And that's the address. The Butter Right ass crack. The Butter Right. The Butter Right. Raiden Black Snake. Raiden Black. Get this guy. Get crap out of here. This is what I'm talking about. I'm into my voice. What? Give me my drink. Give me my beer. Get out there. More beer. Jesus Christ. I am dying. I am fucking dying. Shut up, you son of a bitch! What kind of a remix was that, you bastards? You goddamn bastard! Man, I'm sick of this crowd. You know, we only got 4 minutes left. Thank God. Give me the mic. Thank God. God damn it. Thank God. Anonymous Radio Graffiti. I think that you need to be taken out to the goddamn woodshed. You hear it?
Harder. Yes.
You hear that, boy?
Yes. Come on.
You be taken out to the damn woodshed, boy.
I've been a very bad frog. Goes harder. Yeah.
Not this goddamn frog. Not that freaking perverted frog. God damn it. Not God. troll terrorists and cyber vermin! You people have ruined my Baller Friday, you son of a bitch! You son of a... Oh, God, man. Give it a mic. Give it a mic. Man, F you. All right, F you. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
We were at a party. Here goes fellas again. Someone reached in and grabbed it. What a rock the job.
All right, shut up. Shove it up your ass. Anonymous Radio Graffiti. Radio Graffiti.
Dante Buford with the dunk and the foul.
I have no idea. You know, we don't have time for that crap. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
This is Sparta, Radio Graffiti. Nunez had to go to the White House and tell Trump personally that, yeah, you're an imbecile, all right? I'm serious. I think you sold your soul to Russia and Putin.
Now, shut up! Shut up, Sparta, you fruity-ass bastard! I never said that. That's a splice and everybody knows it. Anonymous Radio Graffiti. Great, another Helen Keller death mute. Exactly what the hell we need right now. This freaking screwed up Baller Friday, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. 614 Radio Graffiti.
Ghost, I'm calling to tell you that the reports of my death by the African booty scratcher are, false. But I'm also calling from the troll. I'm calling from the troll retirement home, and we have a small problem I was hoping you could help me with.
All right, well, what the hell is the problem?
Well, we're out of condoms, so need a dispenser here. Need a dispenser here. Need a dispenser here.
Shut up, tough guy, you fruitful. Sit there and shut up. I'm not ending with that. I'm not ending with that crap, you son of a bitch. God damn it, freaking tough guy, you sick son of a bitch. I can't believe it. You know, I every day I have to put up with this crap. Every day, every goddamn day. Anyway, look, I'm not ending with that. 647 Radio Graffiti.
Barrel roll. Barrel roll. Barrel roll.
You know what, Chad? I'm done with this Baller Friday. Damn it! I'm done with